Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, two of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune in to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder.
30-plus years, and since we had a playoff win, baby, we've been going for 18 straight weeks, and we finally get a playoff game over 30 years, and we're going to keep going, and we're going to the Super Bowl. And if you think I'm crazy, just watch us. The mountains are blue for the Detroit Lions tonight, baby. Let's go. Woo! Let's go, baby. And I've got the Kool-Aid for you. I'm in Ron. Let's go, Dan Campbell. Let's go! Woo! Welcome into Woodward Nights, baby. Victory Monday. We are back. Beautiful Monday morning. Monday night, baby.
Basically.
We are back. Hey, Monday night, Victory Monday.
Yeah.
And the Detroit Lions, fellas.
Let's go.
The Detroit Lions won their first playoff game in over 30 years. Broder, you were in attendance. I mean, the city. I went downtown last night a little bit. Like the stories I heard of Ford Field, the stories I heard of the fans, everything that was with it. Being in the studio for the stream, the people who tuned into this, like everyone, every Detroit Lions fan, man, this was like the night that we have all been waiting for over 30 years. And I saw so many videos of people crying. Everyone in the studio, there was people crying here. Dude, it was one of the most. I think it was the best as a fan of any sport. I know we just won a national championship, Michigan, but that moment was just that long in the making. Everyone watching right now, you all deserve what happened last night and what you all got last night. It has been 30 years in the making, the Detroit Lions to win a playoff game. And guess what?
What?
I'm going to tell you guys this right now. This team is not done.
Damn right.
Not even
This
close.
team is not done. This thing's going. They're going a long way here. They have weeks and weeks more to go, and I truly believe that the Booner path, all of that, it is still alive. It is not ending soon, Broder. How are we doing today?
I'm doing phenomenal. We got so many perspectives in this room right now.
Oh my gosh.
Both Nick and I were at the game. He was in the middle of all the fans. You two were here at the live stream, right?
Yep.
So you got the experience all over, and I'm excited to talk about this game. Give flowers to a lot of the Detroit Lions players. Get ready for
Let's go.
one more
Lions,
home playoff
baby.
game at least. At least
Another playoff game at Ford Field. I can't believe, like, when that happened yesterday, it's unbelievable. We've got KG in the TD booth, though. KG,
What up, though?
how we feeling today?
Man, I feel fucking amazing. How do you feel?
I'm drinking some Kool-Aid.
Let him cook.
That tastes good. Nick, how are we doing today?
You
I know
know
you were in
what
attendance
it
last
is.
night.
We have waited our whole entire life for this moment. We're going to celebrate today. We're going to have a great show, but then it's back to business. We got a second home playoff game. I'm hoping the Bucs come out on top tonight. Philly, they've been struggling, but I would like to play the Bucs here, no doubt. Give me another shot at Baker. We beat them in their barn. Now they're coming to ours. Let's go.
KG, can we hit solo cam real quick? I want to talk to the people real quick
Before
we get going here. I just want to tell you guys something real quick. All of you guys that are watching, all of you guys that are that have been true to this Lions team all year long, this is what the path is all about. What happened yesterday, last night, national stage, for the whole world to see. This is exactly, Broder, this is exactly what this Booner path, this path is all about. 2 or 3 months ago, whenever all this started, when people started wavering, people started going away from this team, national media, there were some people who stayed on, right? But when people started questioning the trade deadline, Dan Campbell, Brad Holmes, AG, Ben John, Jared Goff, when people started questioning those, guess what we did? I sat up in front of you, all of you guys, and I said, listen, keep your head on straight and let's just stick forward. Stay on the path. Things are going to be perfectly fine. This Detroit Lions team is going to finish the job. Don't care what happened in Baltimore. Don't care what happened in Dallas. Don't care about that. We stayed forward. We kept going. National media, they can hop off. We do not care. We do not care at all. That doesn't matter to us. Dan Orlovsky, all of you guys can hop off. We do not care. Welcome to having a real organization, a real football team, a real head coach, a real GM, a real quarterback, a real offense, and a real defense, and a real football team. And the fan base has enjoyed it at Ford Field, and you guys got rewarded yesterday. I just wanted to throw that the whole path thing, all of that. This is exactly what it's about, fellas. This is exactly what it's about. Next week, we're going to sit here and have another home playoff game with the chance to go to the NFC Championship. This Detroit Lions team, fellas, is 3 games. Like, think about 3 games away from winning a Super Bowl. 1 win, and you're in the NFC Championship game.
Hell yeah.
It's crazy.
Brother, you were there yesterday. What was the feelings like, even just in the press box, wherever you were there until 2 a.m., 3 a.m. it looked like.
Yes, it was awesome. And I think it started, so when I got there, I got there about 3 hours early, and they had the Packers and Cowboys game on the big screen.
Oh.
So as everybody was coming into the stadium over the next few hours, everybody on the field, all the staff, the employees, every time the Packers would do something, which they did often in that game, the entire crowd, anyone watching, anyone paying attention, would explode with cheers. So there was energy building up from literally when I walked in at 5:15 up until game time.
Yep.
At 7:55, they told us a couple hours early, at 7:55 the lights are going to go off. They're going to start all the pregame festivities. Chad Smith of the Red Hot Chili Peppers, he came out and he played with the Honolulu. I'm missing the name.
The drum line.
It was just the player introductions. It got louder and louder. Each player, Nick, you were there too. Like, talk to me about that lead up until they got to the quarterback.
Opening with Penei Sewell. Absolute dog. Love that we're opening with Sewell now. I mean, he's the leader of this offensive line right there with Ragnow, and I love how vocal he is. And when they say we're locking the gates is what they say. And it was just so electric down there. Loudest I've ever heard it by far.
That's what I keep hearing. I kept seeing videos of people like Dan Campbell, Jared Goff, like Penei. All these guys are like, hey, and Hutch said it, like, this was the loudest I've, not just at Ford Field, but in my life. Like, this was the loudest I've ever seen a football stadium during a game. That is the biggest home field advantage, man. Like, when you have that, the line, like, I keep saying it. I think they built Ford Field for an atmosphere like to be one of the loudest in the NFL, and we've never had to be a chance to be able to kind of show that off, and they were like last night was able to on national television.
It's officially a home field advantage. I don't think there's any doubt about it. When Taylor Decker was announced, as he was running out, he gave the whole like the eligible to the crowd, like that was his little dance. Sam Laporta got announced, the crowd went nuts, and then when QB number 16. Mr. Jared Goff got announced. He was the last offensive player. That's when the roof just exploded. That was probably the loudest it was all night. It was loud all night. So I don't know if it reached whatever the record would be. It didn't reach that. But whatever the loudest it normally is, it was there from the start of the game to the end. Like, it was consistently loud.
That.
It was awesome.
I want to ask a question here to the people as well, and I think I know the answer to it already. But this is something, I thought it was already dead, if I'm being honest. But when like I went off, like I saw the message on our chat on Friday, and it flipped me like my switch a little bit, and it made me be a little mad. Valeni, and he is a respectable, all of that, whatever it is, but him picking the Rams, a lot of people in Detroit picking the Rams and not giving the respect to the home, like
the number 3
you
seed.
could say the hometown team, but the number 3 seed that won 12 football games and has proven that they can win. And there's still people like locally who just continue to disrespect and not give the credit where it's deserved. And it's not even that, to be honest, because even if you weren't, and like the national media, they all went, a lot of them went Rams as well. If you watch football and if you watch the Lions all year and you've seen it, you would have been able to say, hey, the Lions are a better football team at home. They should win this football game. But for people to disrespect and go against them, especially locally, who watch them or supposedly watch them, that made me very, very mad, and that's why this question comes up a little bit to me, is that whole SOL thing. I thought that was put to bed when they won the division and it was over. But the facts are, like, when people are picking against you in the playoffs, when you're the better football team, you're favored at home. I just want to say right now, the whole SOL thing should never be said again. Dan Miller said it himself in the postgame. He said that 3-letter word, we should never hear that again. No one should talk about it. It is all brand new Lions moving forward. And I want to ask you too, Broder, like, officially dead, correct?
Yeah.
I'm sure everyone in the chat right now, once I pull up the chat, the people are going to be like, yep, let's move on from
Maybe
that.
we'll get a poll, possibly, KG. Is the Booner... is SOL dead? It definitely is dead. I thought it was dead before the playoffs start. Winning the NFC North, to me, was when it died. But I understand getting that playoff win was what a lot of people were looking for. And they did. And they did it. And the storyline was freaking perfect. Like, taking out Matthew Stafford, taking out the Rams, and route to this first round, this wild card win. It was incredible. And by the way, shout out Hugh Jassman said, I believe if I remember, he donated $6.97. I believe he said the Booner Path.
Let's go, baby.
So Hugh Jassman's on the Booner Path.
I
Also,
see this.
You want to read it?
IT hits.
Let it fly,
Said
baby.
2 things here, guys.
$20,
One,
thank you.
I saw the game last night live, and the chance for Jared Goff was so surreal. And with that, real quick, IT hits 8:30. We're gonna have some videos on the chance and Jared Goff, Matthew Stafford. We're diving into that whole thing at 8:30. And number 2, he said, I'm all in on the Booner Path, and WSN needs to make an emoji for it this week. I will work on that, as well as maybe some merch. I've been trying to get some things going for you guys.
Not
here.
having a Booner Path merch is a missed opportunity, in my opinion.
It is, but
I ain't speaking to anybody. I'm just talking to a friend.
I've had conversations
Wink,
about
wink.
figuring this out, and you know. All right, who cares about that? We'll get some merch out for you guys here for the Booner Path. I know everyone wants some hats. Maybe Booner Path 2024. It is election year. Maybe Booner gets a couple votes.
I think it should be sponsored by Manscaped.
I would do that.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I would do it.
Sometimes you just got to trim the path.
Oh, I like it.
Yo.
That's a borderline pause, but we'll let it fly.
No, definitely a pause. Maurice Jones-Drew. You see that clip of him?
Yeah, that is hilarious.
No, that was great. That was great. Real quick too. Yeah, we are. I saw a couple of people in the chat here. We are doing a jersey giveaway during the show today. Throughout the show, it could be at 8:30, it could be at 8:40, it could be at 9:40, 9:50, 9:30. At some point, Broder is going to have a Jared Goff trivia question. Because we are doing a couple Jared Goff segments, so he will have a trivia question randomly throughout the show. He will give out the question, and the first person to answer it correctly will win a Amon-Ra St. Brown jersey. I have it sitting over here by myself. On the commercial, I'll grab it and I'll show it to you guys. But make sure, go tell people to tune in. Tell everyone to tune in here. We're giving away the jersey at some point today.
And how about this? We haven't even promoted this on social. This is a Woodward Nights exclusive.
This is an exclusive for you guys here.
So there we go. Chances are high. Do you say which jersey it was?
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Amon-Ra St.
My
Brown.
friend. Amon-Ra St. Brown.
It is confirmed.
It is confirmed.
You're turning to Stephen A. Smith.
He is my friend.
LeBron James is my best friend.
Real quick, too, before this game starts, too, because obviously massive news with the Packers dominating the Cowboys, gives the Detroit Lions a second home game. And that whole call, the ref mistake, all of that didn't even matter. The football gods stepped up, and they gave us another home game. They knew what it was. I was going to tweet out yesterday, I was going to say, if the football gods don't allow the Detroit Lions to win today, we've gone through so much. Like that, you can at least give us a win. They didn't just give us a win. They gave us the Dallas Cowboys loss, and now there's another home game at Ford Field, fellas. Tonight's game is a huge implication, too, as well. You get to find out who we get to play. Eagles are at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We can go around the room. We can count this as a pick 'em. We might have already picked.
We did.
We did? We can repick here.
I was not here.
We
Give
can
me the
repick.
books.
Let's repick. Let's do it. Guess who I'm taking, though, fellas? Give me the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, baby. Baker Mayfield at home. I think this is what happens. If you guys want me to be honest with you guys, they get up to like a 14-3 lead, and the Eagles just can't come back. That defense is beaten up. They do have some players still, but it's beaten up. They're struggling. Matt Patricia, who's going to bet on Matt Patricia? I'm not doing it today. I already took them plus 3.5. On top of that, Jalen Hurts, there's some issues going on. There's a lot going on, and guess what? You're going to see the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at Ford Field. Nick, who do you have in this game?
Would love to see that. Give me the Bucks here. I like Mike Evans to go off in this game as well. Give me the Bucks.
Hey, I like the upset. That's not really an upset. Give me the Bucks, man. Let's see what Baker and them guys gonna do against a Matt Patricia-led defense. But I mean, if the Eagles win, we get to exercise more demons. So it's cool with me either way.
That's true.
Broder, what you got?
Yeah, honestly, I don't care who they play. I'm picking the Bucks to win this game, and I think I've decided that the Bucks is the best matchup, with Baker Mayfield being a little banged up and just him in general being a pocket passer. There's less unknown that could happen. Jalen Hurts and the Eagles, they have been struggling, but you never know. If they make it to round 2, that means that they just beat the Buccaneers, so there could be a little rhythm gaining. There is question. But, hey, if they come to town, We got Patricia, CD Deuce.
That's what I keep
Imagine how
seeing here.
jacked up CD Deuce
Oh
will
my
be for that
gosh.
game.
I keep seeing it here. Peaceful Tim said, "I want Patricia." There's people in the chat here.
I'll take either.
Who want
Give me
Matt
both.
Patricia?
Give me whoever.
I don't care who we get. To be honest, we're winning either way. Detroit Lions NFC Championship game as the Booner.
By the way, I owe an apology, and Etienne, you can hold me to this. Puka Nacua is a baller.
Dog, dude.
Dude,
As a rookie. Well, you know what's crazy? He's not going to win an award. Like, he's not going to win, like, Rookie of the Year. And, like, the year he's had.
As he shouldn't. CJ Stroud blows him away.
Dude, it's just two of the greatest, like, rookies.
Yeah, but he's just way better than I thought. Like, and I still think Amon-Ra St. Brown should be in front of him, but in terms of a Pro Bowl, but I'll put my energy and focus into Mike Evans and A.J. Brown. Seeing that A.J. Brown isn't even a teammate right now. Puka, you're a dog.
He's a dog, man.
Yeah, that was him.
He is a dog.
He's going to be a very good receiver for many, many years.
Oh, yeah. Real quick, we're going to go to break. When we come back, what we're going to do at 8:15 here, coming back out of break, we're going to talk Dan Campbell, Brad Holmes. This whole turnaround, historic turnaround for the Detroit Lions. 8:30, like I said, we're going to get into the Jared Goff and Matthew Stafford stuff, kind of put some things to bed here, I think we can at least. I purposely, what I did today as well, fellas, purposely did not watch any of the other shows. I came on the heavies for about 10 minutes. I did not watch 1 minute of another show. I wanted just everything to be true. I kind of wanted to get what your guys' thoughts are on everything. So Jared Goff, Matthew Stafford, can we put that to bed? 8:45, we're going to continue Jared Goff contract situation. I want to have that conversation with you, Broder. 9 o'clock, we're going to talk Ben Johnson in the offense. 9:15, AG, the defense. And at 9:30, we're taking callers. I want to hear from the people, Broder. The historic day in Detroit. I think it's fair to let some of the people kind of speak their piece on what this meant to them and kind of what they feel like is going to happen in the future here with the Lions. But let me tell you guys, we're going to talk defense today. Let me tell you guys. Oh, hold on. I got the wrong one. Lady Jane's.
Lady Jane's.
Let me tell you guys about Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Come to Lady Jane's for an award-winning haircut experience. Register to win a trip of your dreams. An all-expenses paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament. That is right. No expenses spared for you and 5 of your best buds. Take the crew with you. We'll go with you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It is wicked awesome.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Your home is your most important asset. Flexibility in the sales process is key. When you work with Mark White & Associates, you can cancel at any time, for any reason, without penalty. Speaking of flexibility, check this out. Who you work with matters. Hire the best broker in the game.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, 2 of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
Lions fans, it's the moment we've been waiting for. Round two of the playoffs. After 30 years, the playoffs are headed one more game to Detroit, in Detroit, Ford Field, round 2. Join us for another Bullseye Event Group VIP tailgate this coming Sunday, sponsored by Long Drink. We don't know who we're playing yet, but the Lions and Lions fans are going to show out and have themselves a blast. We got food, music, entertainment. It's all included. We got to roar together down at Eastern Market, shed number 5. Get your tickets, bullseyeeventgroup.com.
Bullseye, baby. Go check it out. Bullseye is a great spot. Honestly, to tailgate. I was down there week 2. Awesome spot. Hey, welcome back. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder on the Woodward Sports Network. There was no chance I could wear those glasses all day here with these bright light. It wasn't working, fellas. Wasn't working. Couldn't do it.
Hey, that's okay. You got to adjust. You got to adapt. You face some adversity. Make an adjustment, just like Aaron Glenn did in the second half.
and someone else did it in the second half.
Raheem Morris definitely did too.
Raheem Morris definitely did it. Okay, someone else did it. Hey, welcome back, though. If you guys can, everyone who's here, hit that like button. Again, reminder, we are going to do an Amon-Ra St. Brown Woodward Nights exclusive giveaway, a jersey, here at some point throughout the night, probably the second hour. So if you guys stick around, make sure there's going to be a little trivia question. It's going to come out of nowhere. First person to drop the answer wins the jersey, and we'll send it to you. Let's do this, Broder. Want to talk about Dan Campbell, Brad Holmes, the two guys, and yes, Sheila as well. Want to talk about these two guys. She hired these two guys to come in and make a change in the organization, and they did just that. Dan Campbell was actually asked today about his relationship with him and Aaron Glenn and AG, but talked about that and said, hey, how do you guys work together so well? And him and Brad Holmes, the way they work together, they are lockstep in everything. Whether it comes to players, it comes to the way the teams ran, trades, free agency, drafting, they are lockstep. There's been times that they literally have said, Brad Holmes has brought Dan players, and Dan's I had him on my board as well at the time. So they've talked about that, but I have the video here of Dan Campbell today getting asked about that and their relationship and when they first started. It's interesting. You don't see this a lot, and I don't say this lightly, but this is one of the best head coach and GM duos in the NFL right now. This is Dan Campbell on their relationship.
Rod, those guys identifying that they felt like we would be compatible and that we saw things very much alike, and we do. We see we're very similar in the way that we view players, view a team, how we want to build it, and I have things, and I have a certain vision, and Brad has helped me, by the type of players we acquire and what we look for. I mean, he's given me that. He's helped me. So, listen, that's it. The GM and head coach have to have a healthy relationship, and it starts with ownership, but then that's the next most important by far. And if you don't have that, you just can't sustain success. Well, I knew it felt right. The first phone call we ever had after.
That was my bad.
Continuing.
No, you're good. Yeah, you guys saw it there, though. Those two guys, the chemistry that they have off the jump. Like Dan said, we had a phone call literally right before I got the job and accepted it, and the phone call right there, you knew who he was and what he was about, and they're about the same exact thing, man. That's about bringing guys that are gritty in. And
my favorite phrase in that little clip: sustained success.
Yep.
They're committed to not just building a winner for this season, or one season to go chase the Super Bowl. They're trying to build a winner here in Detroit for a long, long time. And so far, it seems like the blueprint that they think they have to get there seems to be working. I mean, when you start with Penei Sewell and Amon-Ra St. Brown, I mean, that's as good of a first draft as you could have together. And now they just keep getting – he hits on so many of these draft picks. It excites me for this off. I don't want this season to end, but I can't wait to find out what those two are going to do in this offseason now that they have a winner, now that they need to find pieces to take them over the top. That's when this is going to get fun.
Yeah, there's been a lot of times, too, that people question them a lot. After the first day of the draft, Brad Holmes got questioned a ton after the first day of the draft. Right after that, the trade deadline, that was literally the day after the trade deadline is when the Booner path was made, because so many people were questioning what they were doing. Hey, why didn't you go get someone? Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? So that is something that's been, and it's going to come up. But with that, as long as you're building the culture, Benny earlier in the year kept saying, "Oh, the vibes are good, the vibes," as a joke, joking around because we didn't go get someone, but the vibes are. But that's literally why this team right now just won their first playoff game in 30 years.
Yes,
that's why they just won their first division. Is because those two guys came in and they said, "We don't care if we have stars on the team. We don't care if we have the best wide receivers, quarter. We don't care who we have." As we have the right guys in the building, Dan basically said, hey, I will coach them up and we will win football games. And that's they have done that with talent from the 4th round, from the 5th round, 6th round and on, and the 2nd round, everywhere they have done that. Undrafted free agents,
speaking of that trade deadline, Corey Berry said it perfectly. He says sustained equals ain't scared equals I don't have to trade for Chase Young.
Yes.
That would have been great for this season. Maybe. We think it would. It probably would have, but that's not how you build long term, and they've got a plan. Yes. And we see Aiden Hutchinson's starting to come out. He's starting to produce sacks. Although I do have something to say about how that all fits to get the stats and everything. But we're starting to see this defensive line especially step up. They're developing them. Lee McNeil's back, and he's playing great.
Great football.
Great. And that, although that secondary got beat up in the first half, the adjustments made, and they played really well in the second half. And when it came together, it was hard for the Rams, who had a high-powered offense, to score touchdowns on the Lions. And that was the ultimate difference maker last night.
Do you think – I don't know where their contracts are both at right now.
Who?
Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell.
Oh.
Do you just say, hey, we'll extend you guys here right now? We want you guys here for a really long time.
Yeah.
I know you haven't won a Super Bowl yet, but what they just did, first time ever, it probably is the best GM. And I'm not like a historian here with the Lions when it comes to that. They haven't done this in 30 years. This might be the best head coach and GM that we've ever seen in Detroit. So I don't think it's a question. I think at this point, the culture that they've built, you do not want that to end up like you don't want that to change in the next 10. Like you want this for a while. I think Dan, when he came in, had a 6-year contract. I don't know what the GM.
He's got 6 year.
I think you just say, hey, here's another 6-year extension where you're here for 12 or even longer. Maybe, hey, here's a lifetime contract. Please stay with us, Brad and Dan.
That's a Harbaugh contract.
They're not going anywhere.
Honestly, I mean, we've never.
You don't go lifetime in the NFL. You don't go lifetime in the NFL.
Go lifetime. I don't care.
Okay.
I love those guys.
All right. I'm not going to argue with you.
A lifetime contract for Dan Campbell, that gives me a better chance of having a beer with him.
That's true.
I just think they're the best that have ever done it in Detroit. Like,
yes, without a doubt.
We have not seen this before. These two guys have changed a culture that has been we have tried to change year after year after year with regime after regime after regime after regime, and no one's been able to do it. These guys have done it in 3 years with something we haven't. They like Dan literally took what Detroit is all about and said, we're putting that on our back and we're going to roll with that, and the whole grit thing, and he did that. Brad said, all right, we're doing that. You want to do your grit thing? All right, I'm going to go get gritty players, and he started finding guys for Dan, and they had that. Like, these guys should be here for the next 10 years. I cannot see Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes being with any other team. Like, I cannot picture that in my head right now. Like, I'm picturing it right now. I know I've seen him in a Dolphins pullover. I've seen him in like a Saints one. I can't see him ever being in a different one ever again besides a Detroit Lions pullover. Cannot see it. I
only want Brad Holmes celebrating in the elevator of Ford Field.
We have that video, one of the best videos of the year. I think that's one of the best videos of the year. Brad Holmes, his celebrations when drafting guys at Lambeau Field, when he was running around Lambeau Field, like, this is the stuff you want. Bears fans, I saw comments all over Twitter. Bear fans upset, like, we're not going to win anything if our GM and our head coach aren't like this. And polls,
that's awesome.
Eberflus, they aren't like that, and they will never be like that. So at that point, if you're not a guy like Brad Holmes, what are you doing wasting your time with them? Fire them. I saw Bears fans doing that and commenting on this video. Look at this video. Can you play it one more time?
I got you.
Let's go. I love this video.
It's funny seeing Spielman. Like, Spielman thinks he's crazy.
He's so good. Spielman's
tall. He's the loudest one. I love it.
Man,
that's where it starts, and then it comes down from the top to the bottom. Like that's what's so special about this team. Everybody's on the same page, except Isaiah Bucks.
Oh boy,
what?
He wants to play with real dogs.
Yeah, he's playing with the real. Hey, congrats on your Chiefs win. You know, that was a shot. That was a shot at Lions, but we're keeping it positive. It's true, though. From the top to the bottom, these guys are all on the same page. That's why they drafted some of these rookies who are mature. You see Sam Laporta's interview after the game?
Great.
As good of an interview as you could ever ask for, and that's a rookie.
He sounded like a veteran, though.
He sounded like a 15-year veteran. He sounded like Tom Brady or someone.
He's an all-pro player there.
Yeah, and that's what they targeted in the draft. Maybe there was another player faster or stronger or whatever, but the intangibles that Jack Campbell, Brian Branch, Gibbs, I know they saw something in Hooker. That's for the future, but they go after certain players that aren't afraid of the moment. There was not one of those rookies, I bet, that was intimidated by last night. They were ready to go. And now, this rookie class, all these young guys, starting with Penei Sewell, they now have a playoff experience and a playoff win under their belt in year 3, 2-1.
He's 23 years old, first team All-Pro, and has a playoff win. And the thing is if you haven't watched Penei's videos, I wish I would have grabbed them. His post game, and I don't know if you were in the locker room with him.
I was, but there was no way to make it to each and every person. It was a mob scene in there.
So the clip I saw from Penei was, hey, listen, we just broke down the door. Or no, he basically said that, like, we were trying to get in the door, and he said we're busting that down.
Hell yeah.
Like, now we're in the door. We just won our first playoff game. Now it's time for us to start turning things around and really getting, like, after it. So
that's Penei Sewell's kneecap speech.
He's the leader on this team too, and at 23 years old, where he is the leader. He's only in year 3, man. Like, think about that. Like, that man. If you didn't watch the game last night and you didn't come out of that thinking in your head with the post-game interviews, with all of the interviews, with all of the videos, if you didn't just picture in your head one time any of those players holding a Lombardi trophy, and I'm not just saying this year, I'm saying at some point in the future,
yeah,
they have put together such a good core, Brad. And to me, credit to Brad Holmes, credit to Dan Campbell for having those guys. Like, that's why I wanted to do this segment on and say, hey,
no, I love it.
Let's get those guys a lifetime deal.
It's that self-awareness. They know what they want. Everyone laughed at them on day 1 and on day 2. They got their guys. Those guys contribute.
Before we go to break, because when we come back, we're going Jared Goff, Matthew Stafford here. We're just gonna end this whole thing and talk about that. D-Mac, I asked D-Mac yesterday. I said, D-Mac, what are the chances you think in my life in the next couple of years to have a beer with Dan Campbell?
What do you say?
75%.
Hey.
And D-Mac knows what he's talking about.
It's pretty good odds.
All right, let's hit break. Come back. Jared Goff. Nick.
Little update for you. 3-0 Bucks. And they just forced Philly to punt. So,
all right, let's
go. Talking about.
All right, Big Boy, baby. Wintertime in Detroit, it is always better with comfort foods from Big Boy. Try the veal parmesan or the new Southern Comfort Chicken Bowl. If you want a breakfast, try the stuffed potato pancakes. They are back. They have the classic lumberjack or the Santa Fe Garden. Also, the new apple pie hotcakes. They are too good to miss. Check those out. And also, you can top it all off with the new gingerbread shake for dessert. Make sure for all of that, stop over by your local Big Boy today.
Have you ever wondered where all the finest restaurants get their steaks? It's Fairway Packing Company, providing Michigan restaurants, hotels, and casinos with prime beef for over 60 years. But now you can buy these cuts of meat for yourself at the Steak Shop by Fairway Packing Company. Prime porterhouse, A5 Japanese New York strip steak, dry-aged Wagyu beef tomahawk. Delicious. Get to the Steak Shop today. Enjoy fine wine, have a private party, and get the finest cuts of meat anywhere. The Steak Shop on Mack Avenue in Grosse Pointe Woods, or order online, fairwaypacking.com.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy?
It's Planet Fitness.
Join today for just $1 down, $10 a month. With over 2,400 locations and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. And with free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
What happens when you run a great business for over 50 years?
Make some money.
You expand, you offer more products to more people, and that's exactly what Les Stanford did by adding Les Stanford Buick GMC. They offer the same great service that customers have come to know and trust. They're located on Woodward Avenue, just south of 9 Mile, also located in Dearborn, so check them out today. Find the brand you want at lesstanford.com.
All right, welcome back to Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. Sound like the music around here just got turned up to the max.
They're having a party in Lady Jane's.
I was like, what's going? We're gonna get like
Lady Jane's celebrating on a Monday.
We're gonna get like taken down. I don't know what's going on.
background?
I look so pale. I don't know if this is like something from like the face paint yesterday. I look extremely.
It's a symptom of diabetes.
Really?
No.
I was like, people be saying I'm getting it. I don't.
Yeah, it's just a sugar joke.
All right. It makes me nervous a little bit.
But
Look
that's
how
one of
pale I
those.
am,
It's
though.
like it's the risk versus reward. The more Kool-Aid means the more wins.
That's true.
You know, I wouldn't mind Kool-Aid McKinstry, by the way.
Me either. I love that Kool-Aid.
No way he falls to 32.
You trade up.
0% chance.
Have you met Brad Holmes before? Just trade it up every draft.
That dude
I
is
do like that.
active on draft day.
right.
Almost as active as Kevin Costner.
Shout out Kevin Costner. Hey, appreciate you guys tuning in though to Woodward Nights of Booner and Broder. Make sure if you guys haven't yet, hit the like button for us. Let's get the likes up a little bit here. Hey,
Please.
hey,
You know you love this show. Come on.
hit that like button. Let's get over 100
Let's go.
here.
You haven't liked the
Lorena said,
stream, what
Booner,
the
you
hell
look
are you
all
doing?
white to me. Yeah, I'm super pale right now. I don't know what's going on.
It's okay.
But we are doing the Amon-Ra St. Brown giveaway a little later in the show here, the jersey giveaway. We're going to talk about this right now, though. Jared Goff, Matthew Stafford, this whole situation that's going on here. Obviously, there was all the boos for Matthew Stafford, the cheering for Jared Goff. I said on the pregame show, brother, I don't know if you turned in and heard this. I made a little prediction. This is crazy.
Oh, the music in the background. You're right.
I mean, this is loud.
Can you guys hear it?
Can you guys hear the music?
Because if you can, we probably got to do something so we don't get copyright infringement. Let us know if you can hear. This sounds like Ariana Grande.
I think so.
Nah, it's SZA.
SZA.
Yeah.
Okay.
KG with the call.
Yeah, if you guys can hear it, let us know. We'll everyone's saying yes.
You can.
Oh,
Jenna said yes. Shout out Jenna Newman as well.
Jenna Newman is an OG of OGs.
OG for sure. But with this whole Jared Goff in that situation, they literally, I said this on Sunday, I said, I believe with the whole booing of Matthew Stafford, all of that situation, the conversations of it, I said Sunday in pregame, when Jared Goff gets announced, I said, I believe that this will be the kind of, hey, Detroit's behind you, Jared. This is finally that opening that, hey, we're going to show him that this whole city is behind you, Jared Goff. And I said, this is going to be the loudest Jared Goff has ever seen in Detroit, and that's from at least from you and Nick, who was in the building. That's exactly what happened.
He confirmed it too.
Yeah, that was like the biggest, and I think it showed him like, hey, we've got your back, just like when Matthew Stafford was here, and that's why I think this whole thing gets a little misconstrued. If you're our quarterback, we will, Detroit Lions fans, we will die for you. We will go to bat for you, and we will stick up for you. And I know a lot of people did go at Jared Goff, but the loyal fans and loyal people who are like,
you know who you are.
If you're out there winning games for us, we will go to bat for you, Jared Goff. And that's exactly what Ford Field showed him, and opposite to Matthew Stafford. And the whole situation with the Matthew Stafford thing, by the way. Can we play the video of him at his press conference? Shout out to Corey Woods. This is Corey Woods' video. Matthew Stafford. I thought out of anyone, he would be the one to understand, hey, this is a playoff game, what this means in Detroit. Hey, yeah, we're going to boo you. Yeah, we're going to go at you. We're going to go at your head. We want a playoff win, and you're in our way for it. His comments after the game.
Weird.
That hurt.
I did not, like, I was a Matthew Stafford guy. This pulled me back a little bit.
Yeah.
I was very shook when I saw this. Here's Matthew Stafford after the game about Detroit fans.
When Sean McVay was up here, he said that he was happy for Jared Goff and whatnot through their time together. You've been here in Detroit for your first 12 seasons. Just how do you feel about the city of Detroit? No.
I'm happy for the players. Happy for those guys.
Matt, you showed incredible.
When Sean McVay was up here, he said that he was happy for Jared Goff and whatnot through their time together. You've been here in Detroit for your first 12 seasons. Just how do you feel about the city of Detroit? No.
I'm happy for the players. Happy for those guys.
Matt, you showed incredible.
All right, that right there.
No love.
No, I was, and I'm telling you what, I've said it before before the game. I was one of the first people last week. As soon as that matchup got announced, I put on Twitter. I said, enemy number one. Put Matthew Stafford. The picture blew up. I very well aware that he was enemy number one this week, and after that, I said, when the game's over, it's all back to love. Next year we play you. You can have your tribute video next year. We can do all that, regular season, all of that, whatever it is. That right there took me off of all of that.
It was such a deliberate answer.
Yes.
Corey couldn't be clearer with what he asked, about the city of Detroit. And his answer was, yeah, I'm happy for the players. Like a specific language used to not shout out the city. And it's just weird because it seemed like he understood everything that was going on leading up to this game. Like he came out and said, confused. Yeah, I'm the bad guy. Like they all want me to lose. So what happened in that game? Like there's nothing that the crowd did that he didn't expect.
Do you know what I think happened?
What, he lost? He's a sore loser? So I should say he lost again.
This is what happened
in Ford Field.
Do you guys want me to tell you what happened here?
What happened?
Hold on, let me see if I can find this.
Oh, he booed his kids?
So supposedly,
don't bring him to a game.
Yeah, cry me a river. You're the other team's quarterback.
You're allowed to. Kids are allowed to get booed. You didn't throw anything at them.
So this is a Kelly Stafford post on her Instagram story. Someone said someone commented said enough with the Detroit love. They showed their true colors. F them. Basically saying, hey,
who said that? That's what Kelly Stafford said?
No. Kelly did not say that. Someone commented on her post and said that, and then she responded. And this is a step forward because Kelly last week was mad about it. She responded and said, "It's sports. The city wants to win. Everything is fair game." And then she added on, "Except the fans who booed my children." Other than that, I love the atmosphere and the booing. It just gave my husband more fire. The more you love, the more you hate. I consider it all love going both ways. And now that we are out, I hope that Lions fans bring home a Lombardi. Or I hope the Lions bring a Lombardi home to the city, because that feeling is like no other. Go get it.
I love that.
So I think her response, and that was a great response. Like, that is what we were wanted out of. And I think she realized after the game it was all love. Like, there was nothing with it. And she did make a post, and it was a good post. And I read a lot of comments, and a lot of people are like, "Hey, we still love you." And then there are some people that are like, when the people are saying we love you, people are like, "No, you guys booed that." Like, that we're in sports here.
Yeah.
Now the thing with the booing the children, maybe that's what the only thing I could think Matt Stafford was mad about was he heard about that and was like, "Hey, that's a little personal to me. Like they did grow up here in Detroit and they were born here, and that's the only thing I could think of."
Then they should have stayed.
I also think he may have been mad about some of the calls,
maybe it was
some of the hits
emotional
that he took, and about the injury and all that. But
maybe it was just an emotional, and maybe if we asked him today, he would be like, for the city. So I don't know.
That's kind of my thought on it, Booner. No doubt, and he did take that hit to the head. It looked like he got concussed.
Maybe he was just concussed and didn't know what he was doing.
He was in the protocol there, fellas. But
CTE, I don't know.
I mean, if Kelly's hanging around, or Kelly has her kids on the field, I mean, you're gonna get booed, Kelly. You are the quarterback's wife. Everybody knows who you are. You're a big face in this city. It's like you have to expect that going into it.
And you can guarantee that no one was literally booing the kids.
Right.
Exactly.
Like they were booing the Staffords or Matt Stafford.
If that was the thing, that would be crazy. I would be like, "Well, fellas, let's go. Come on, boo her."
Yeah, I got the video with the golf chance. You want to show?
Yeah. So real quick before we do play that's the transition I want to take here is the whole Stafford thing. That's the front. It's.
Let
this
me
is
sneak
where
in
I'm
one
at.
thing before we play it. So keep going.
This to me now, after yesterday, the golf situation, the win, the division win, all of that, it's time to kind of move on. It's time to turn the page. C.J. Garner-Johnson said it. All these guys are talking about it, saying, "Hey, it's a new chapter here in Detroit," and you see it right there. It's time for JG to finish writing his book in Detroit.
Hell yeah.
I think this is Matthew Stafford's team. This is his city. This is his time. Whether it's the next few years, whenever it is. The Matthew Stafford thing, yes, we played him yesterday. I think that's the only reason it was a story. That's in the past now.
Yeah.
That is far in the past. We have a quarterback that just took us and won our first division in 30 years and won our first playoff game in 30 years. And I think the city now understands that. It took a while for people to get behind him. It took him a little bit. But how do you do that? You go and win, man.
And I got to say, Nick, correct me if I'm wrong, but there wasn't even that much booing. Like, it was more support for Jared Goff than, booing Matt Stafford. And it was just loud when he was on the field. It's not like every time he touched the ball, it was boos. It was more Jared Goff chants when Matthew Stafford first came on the field.
Yeah, it was 100% a vote of confidence for Jared Goff that this city is 1,000% behind you, and all the fans cheering extremely loud. And then the boos came just when the other team was on offense, because that's what you do in that atmosphere. You're gonna get boos. You're gonna get a super loud crowd present, and Jared Goff, baby, let's go. I'm so happy that this is off of our back, and I'm so glad we got to do it against Matthew Stafford and the Rams. Officially in the past.
Let's go.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
and here's the we got the video here, KG. You can play of the Jared Goff chant, because this is crazy. The city is behind this man fully. I'm going to be honest with you guys right now. I get chills seeing that.
Think of how good that must feel.
I get chills. And you know what too? Just on our show and this us, we've been very supportive of Jared Goff through the year as well. I've questioned some things, which is I'm not really actually questioned, just more so breaking things down.
Yeah, you just criticize when it's been necessary.
And we've been very, very well known to hey, it's very obvious Jared Goff is the guy here in the city. And the only thing people really have gone at him for is this contract thing. And at the end of the day, it was just hey, who cares about all of that? This man came from LA. He was dropped off. He the whole situation, he was in a bad situation. And then they screwed him over. And he came in here, and the biggest thing, and I heard this all week long last week, was he didn't complain, he didn't say anything to anyone. He came into Detroit, and what Detroit is about, putting your head down and just going to work. And he did that for the last 3 years. And they started 10-1 the first year. Last year started 1-6. He finished 8-2. He just started winning and started winning and started winning and winning. And it was like, at what point are people going to put some respect on his name? He might not be the Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen that you're looking for, but guess what? He's a winner, and that's what you want in Detroit, right? That's what we've asked for 30 years, is just a winner. And he literally has just brought it to the city of Detroit. And to see the support that he's getting, I think it's well-deserved. And I saw in his press conference afterwards, he just flat out just said, I love this city of Detroit. Like, I love these fans. I think this is something to where, and we're going to get into it next segment here, Broder. I'm going to let you go real quick before we go to break, but we're going to get into his next segment, is this contract thing. I'm taking a turn on it. I think a lot of people should take a turn on it. I think this kind of what happened the last 2 or 3 weeks in Detroit, I think a lot of people should start changing their mind about this guy.
Yeah, and just to be clear, this is the second team that he's rebuilt and led to the playoffs.
That's facts.
Led to a playoff win.
Yep.
He took the Rams to the Super Bowl and lost and played poorly in the Super Bowl, but now he's taken the Lions, a team that hasn't made it to the hasn't won a playoff game in over 30 years. He's done that in front of the Ford Field crowd, in front of their old quarterback that everyone loved. He did it. So I just hope a game like this, and how they won the game, how he picked apart that defense with accuracy and with just the right decision making. I hope that opens up people's eyes to like what really does make a good quarterback. It's not just raw talent and athleticism and being able to be mobile. Stuff like that helps. But it's like a pitcher who throws 100. That gives you a better chance to strike out the batter, but you still got to throw strikes. You still got to get him out. So Jared Goff is proving with his decision making, with his accuracy, his ball placement. And I didn't even think about this, and I know we got to go to break, but there's some controversy with Kirby Joseph and taking out, people are saying he took out Higbee and Hawkinson. But this is a lot on the ball placement of the quarterback. It's what Tom Brady put. It's not all on that, but that's part of what Jared Goff does well. We don't see his receivers often in trouble in the middle of the field. He puts the ball in a good spot, leads them to a first down. 16 of his 22 completions were for first downs. That's just what you need to do in the playoffs. Move the ball. Make your play. Let your playmakers do what they do.
Real quick comment before we go to break here. Mr. Natural 467 said Lions 21-7 in their last 29 NFL games, backed behind Jared Goff in that offense. So it puts it there, man. Or 28, he said. He actually said 20. Last 28 NFL games. Yep, 21-7 in his last 28. That's insane.
Hasn't lost 2 games in a row.
That is insane. He has been elite, man. He just wins. And as much as you want to say, hey, he's not mobile, or hey, he can't do it, Patrick Mahomes. We get that. But if you put the right team around him and you put him in the positions to do what he needs to do to win, that's all you ask. Every single player is different. Every single player has different tendencies and different things you do. Now, if you can coach him and you can build a team like Brad and Dan have around a guy like him, you can win football games. And there's just guys who you just can't build around because they just don't have it. He's got it at the end of the day. All right, tell us about this. When we come back, we're talking more Jared Goff contract talks.
10-0 Bucks, fellas.
Hey-o!
Let's go.
Jared Goff's getting lifted. He's getting lifted. Maybe he went to Dispo because it's a new year, and you can start your new year lifted. So visit the Dispo dispensary because they got exclusive new deals, a team that curates an unbelievable atmosphere, and fresh inventory with lots of products. So come through the Dispo stores or check them out on Dispo Dash to get it delivered to you. It's a new year, new deals, same plug. That's Dispo Dispensary, DispoShops.com, your local cannabis plug.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience from one of our talented stylists and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win an all-expenses-paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament for you and 5 of your best buds. That's right, college basketball's most elite event. You and your 5 best friends just get to any Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically register to win the trip of your dreams. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m. Now, Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Hamlin Pub, baby. See those wings over there? Beautiful, beautiful wings. Best in the state of Michigan. Have you ever wanted a pub where you are a regular or a bar where you are a regular? We have just a place for you. It is Hamlin Pub. They have 7 locations, and you can experience where everyone is a regular. Whether you're enjoying half-off pizza on Thursdays or game day specials, available during all Michigan sports and NFL games. Right now, if you went there right now, you'll get some deals. Go check it out. That Hamlin Pub, it is the place to be. Make sure you visit the location today and experience your new favorite pub for all things sports. All right, we are back. Woodward Nights, baby. With Booner and Broder on the Woodward Sports Network. Lions, man. The Detroit Lions won their first playoff game, I think, since the 91-92 season, since 1992, technically. First time.
Was that like the 1991 season? They won it in January in 92.
Yeah, because on socials I did a couple posts and I put since 1992, and it was 1992 technically. Yeah. But it was the 91 season. So either way, unbelievable. If you guys can hit that like button for us, I want to see where we're at here. Let's see. We are at 91. Let's hit that like button. Let's get over 150 here. We've got a lot of people watching the show. We're going to continue this conversation, and at some point too, we're giving away an Amon-Ra St. Brown jersey. We're going to do a little trivia question, and it's going to be randomly at some point in this show.
I'll never tell.
At some point in this show, it's going to be a random trivia question. Broder has it for you guys.
C'est la vie.
It is. I think it's a Jared Goff one.
Right? It is Jared Goff related.
It's a Jared Goff question. The Bucs are going to win this game.
Maybe it includes Amon-Ra St. Brown in a roundabout way.
It does.
It could.
I do know the questions.
Number 14, USC, Equanimous, hints.
Yeah, actually, I have no clue what the question is now. You really threw me off. All right, let's keep this Jared Goff conversation going a little bit, too, because wanted to ask all of you guys this, and we're going to throw a poll in the chat here. But the main question is, and I saw the doc. He comes on the show. He's been on our show, friend of the show.
I was sitting next to him during the game.
Sitting next to him. So you probably were sitting next to him when he tweeted this out. But he tweeted something out that really caught my eye during the game yesterday, and he said, "Are you guys all willing now to give Jared Goff a blank check after what he just did for the city of Detroit?" And I know he didn't go out there and throw for 5 touchdowns, all that, but the conversation with him has been, hey, will you give him $40 million? We'll give him 45. Will you go to 50 for him? And that's been the conversation is, are you willing to do 50 for him? And I kind of had a little change of heart here. I typically was like, hey, $40 million, we could do some incentives. And I still think that's the best deal you can get from him. You can do $40 million. Other guys are getting 45, 50. I think if you do $40 million and say, hey, if you win the division again, if you win us some more playoff games, if you do this, do that, we'll get you to 50 here by the end of the year. But I thought about the $50 million, guys. I don't think it's crazy to be like, we'll give you 50 if you want it. I truly do not think so. I know it's a high number, but if you look at other contracts in the league with the salary cap going up, what he's done for this team and what he kind of means, and I think it's very well known now, can you win without him? Depends on who you get at quarterback. But I think the conversation always was are you going to get rid of guys? If you, I think you can keep guys and get the $50 million.
That's what
I truly think you can keep everyone and keep Jared Goff for $50 million.
To me, it's all about whatever number still allows them to invest in their offensive line. Even you could say their weapons too, but I really just think the offensive line is the most important part of Jared Goff's game that he needs to realize is important for him to play his best.
Yeah.
Like last night when he didn't get any pressure, he was 22 of 22.
Yep. 81.5 completion percentage.
That's insane. And that's on the entire. So when he got pressure, he didn't complete them. It's what that's how valuable the offensive line. When he has time, he's now proven he makes smart decisions. He's accurate with the ball, and he can manage a complicated, innovative offense. Actually, 2 different ones. Actually, you could actually talk multiple ones because he had 3 or 4 different offensive coordinators in Los Angeles under McVay because he kept firing and hiring people. So he's proven everything. But if he's self-aware, and I think he is, he needs to take whatever number is the most that he deserves, but the least to allow them to invest in their offensive line, if that makes sense. And if you can get him a contract that's that includes incentives like making it to the Super Bowl, winning MVP, winning a Super Bowl, that gets it into the elite quarterback category with those incentives, yeah, do that. But if he gets paid too much where you have holes in your offensive line, you don't have depth in your offensive line, that's where it's a problem.
But my thought too as well is with it, it's like, hey, if you don't want to give him 50 because your excuse is you want to pay Panay, you want to pay Aiden Hutchinson, you want to pay these guys. At the end of the day, it's, hey, you're going to be able to pay those guys anyways. It's about those you could pay your top guys. It's about the pieces and the depth and like you said, the full offensive line and the full running back room and the full receiving core and the full defense. The where I go with this is Brad Holmes. He can draft.
Great point.
He's proven for 3 years now. It's not like he's just proven he's had one good draft class. He's had 3 great draft classes. I'm at the point to where it's like I would rather pay the guys that we have that we know we need to win, those top 5, those top 6, those main pieces, and trust Brad Holmes to keep going out there and drafting and flipping guys and flipping guys and flipping guys.
Rookie deals.
And just keep bringing rookie deals because he has not shown us he can't do it. He's one of the best in the league. His hit percentage is so high right now and for 3 straight years to where I think if he continues to do this, you're going to have guys on 4 or 5 years contracts, rookie deals, and it's going to become a long-term success. And you're going to be able to pay Jared Goff, Panay, Hutch, Kirby. Like you're going to be able to pay these guys without any issues.
Yeah, so I think another option is too, if you do want to give him $50 million per year, fine. I don't know how long the terms of the deal will be, but you can let him play out that first year on the $50 million, and then you can restructure. And I think he'll be willing to come to the table and want to restructure. That way we can keep pieces on this team and continue to build and keep the pieces around him that he needs.
Do you know too what's actually really good is, like I said in the post game yesterday, him coming out and just being like, hey, I love the city of Detroit. Like, I love being here. Like, I love this. Like, what I just witnessed was the best thing I've ever seen in my career. I've never witnessed this before. And the fact that and you know what? All of you guys who were at the game and chanting Jared Goff's name, you guys all just had a part in Jared Goff taking a cheaper deal.
Yeah.
You guys all just had a part. Because he's going to look at this game. He's going to look at the win in the division. He's going to look at what he's done in Detroit and how the city just came behind him. And when he sits down in the offseason for an extension, Brad might be like, hey, here's 40 in the incentives. And typically, a couple months ago, he'd probably be like, hey, no, we're countering. We want 50. We want 55. Right now, you can say, here's 40 with incentives. He'd be like, hey, I want to stay in Detroit, man. I love this city. I want to keep winning. I don't want to leave Dan. I don't want to leave Brad. I don't want to leave these guys, and let's roll.
What I've learned.
That really could happen.
Yeah, what I think a lot of people have learned, I've learned it over the last 3 years, he grew up in California and played for all California teams, was drafted by the Rams. But he's not really a Cali, like the stereotypical Cali, Hollywood. Like he doesn't really care to be the center of attention or in the press. Like he honestly fits Detroit so much better. He fits Dan Campbell. There's enough personalities on the team. He's that steady, just quiet, calm, cool, collected quarterback that the team can get behind. And then you add pieces like C.D. Deuce, who's more outgoing, outspoken, Penei Sewell, things like that. He fits Detroit. And he's embracing it. Like it's special to see the evolution of how this relationship has blossomed.
And real quick, at Shore, or however you pronounce the name there, Booner, STFU about cheaper deals, etc. Do you want to be elite or not? That's some real beta talk, young man. I don't know where that talk's coming from, first of all, but second of all, this is a conversation that you have in the NFL. Achor, like these are conversations you have. You talk about contracts. You don't walk in no matter what someone's done for, like, you just don't walk in and say, hey, we're going to give you a max deal, Jared Goff. Here you go. Like, no, like, we're going to have a conversation about it. It's going to be 45, 50, 55, whatever it is. Yes. Did I say somewhere that he doesn't deserve a contract?
No.
Said give him a contract. Give him 50. Give him 55. But when you're building a team, welcome to having a competent front office and a competent GM. You look at all of these different details and angles of it. You don't just go, hey, here's free money. No, you have cap space. You have money you can spend. You have to use it wisely. You have to do what you can do. He's going to be in Detroit for years to come. How is he in Detroit, though? Set me off a little bit there, young man.
Oh, hey, clear up your statements.
Just made me mad a little bit.
I got 3 golf rookie cards in front of me, by the way.
Clean out the ears a little bit.
So wherever he goes, he needs to win a couple Super Bowls.
Who is that?
Jared Goff. So these rookie cards can go up.
Oh, he'll win one here. You have about a month to go.
Got any PSA 10s there?
I like that. They're not. They're Beckett.
I don't know what that is.
Beckett, one of the other grading companies. We can talk cards one day.
Nice. I have a question for you guys. I saw in the chat. I thought it was a good talking point here. Do you guys re-sign CJ GJ, and for how much?
Yes.
How much do you think CJ's contract is going to be?
What is he on right now?
He's on a 1 year, $6.5 million. And I think some of the top safeties this last year, partly why he didn't go back to the Eagles, they undercut him. I think top safeties are around 14 or 15 mil a year.
You know what you could do though? Like, he's coming off an injury at the end of the day.
Yeah,
though.
you can give him 10. If you can keep him healthy, give him 10 for 3, 4, 5 years. He's such a huge piece to this team. It's hard to explain because it's all emotion. It's all. I mean. Don't get me wrong, his play is exceptional.
Exactly.
It almost goes unnoticed because of how outspoken he is. He's a damn good safety and a good DB.
He was second to the team in tackles yesterday. His first full game back.
Yeah. So, and he loves music. He loves the Detroit rap scene, the Detroit hip hop scene.
Yeah. I thought you were just saying he loves music for a second. I was like,
no, he does.
Sick,
SOG CD is his name. Check him out on Spotify.
Oh man. All right. Hey, let's hit break.
And I'm not clout
Anything
chasing.
left you have here for Jared Goff?
Oh no, he knows. He knows.
Pay that man.
Pay the man. And hey,
but backload it.
Don't give him a cheap deal. But maybe we negotiate a little bit and be smart about our business here. Let's not be stupid.
You know Brad gonna do that though. He's very shrewd.
Oh, but it's crazy. Hey, if we say Brad's gonna do it, that's in. Come on.
Arguably a key piece that they got to make a decision on. They got to keep Mike Disner. He's a huge part. He's their salary cap guru, and we're walking into a time where big max contracts are coming up. I don't know if I'd want to lose that guy.
I'm interested. Hey, when we do come back, though, we're going to talk about this game yesterday.
Yeah.
We're diving in. We're going to talk about the offensive side of the ball here and what they did versus the Rams yesterday. Broder, tell us, though, about Jack Labrador.
R.I.P. to the same old Lions. We said it before. We're going to say it again. R.I.P. to the same old Lions because of Sheila, Brad, Dan, Mike Disner. Thank you for putting them to rest. And guess what else has found the grave? Same old rock, paper, scissors. Jack Labrador has revolutionized that tired game with 2 new symbols and a franchise-changing 3-point play. You can discover the action at jacklabrador.gg now and find out why once you go, Jack, you never go back.
Any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience from one of our talented stylists and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win an all-expenses-paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament for you and 5 of your best buds. That's right, college basketball's most elite event. You and your 5 best friends just get to any Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically register to win the trip of your dreams. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
We've just received word. The world's cannabis supply has vanished. The public is outraged and has taken to the streets in response to this tragedy. The individual responsible acted alone, and we can only hope they will make things right soon.
Do you have football on the brain?
I do.
You better. You better, because the Lions are in the second round of the playoffs, about to take on either the Bucks or the Eagles. It's just an amazing time of year. Also a good time of year to shop for your home and auto insurance. So shop it like a pro at Swiss Insurance. Give Mark at Swiss Insurance a call today at 248-800-4177 and check him out at SwissINS.com.
All right, welcome back, Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder on the Woodward Sports Network, WoodwardSports.com. Wherever you're watching on, appreciate you guys a ton. Victory Monday! The Detroit Lions won their first playoff game, fellas, in 30+ years. It is a beautiful thing. I'm so mad. And by the way, too, I didn't mention this at the show. I had the blue hair yesterday. When I got home at 6 a.m. last night, or 5 a.m. or something, because the pregame or the postgame show went until 4. And they stopped at 4, and then I drove home. And I have an hour drive home.
4.
It was insane.
Jesus.
I went to Nick's, and then we came back here, and then it was still going. I had this blue hair. I washed my hair 5-6 times, at least minimum 5 or 6 times with shampoo. It's still like the color's gone, but every time I wash my hair, more blue comes out, and my hair feels like there's just glue in it. I don't know what I used. I don't know what happened, but my hair is done.
It's all the Kool-Aid absorbing in your skin.
It might be. Dude, I think I killed my hair. Can you kill hair?
Yeah.
I think I killed my whole head of hair. I might go bald by the end of the year.
Hell yeah.
I don't know about that one.
The bald head Booner path.
I don't know about that one.
That bald Booner?
That
bald head nut.
That's a nice lawnmower.
All right, let's get into this game here for the next couple segments. Let's start on the offensive side, Broder. Obviously, the first half, Detroit Lions, they were buzzing in the first half. Ben Johnson had them going. I think you can almost say I felt like a perfect first half on offense.
Yeah.
21 points, 3 touchdowns.
And not to focus on the negative, but they were about to score again, I believe, before that false start penalty.
Which is I hate, and I said on the stream, I hate it because in Lions fans, and D-Max taught me this a lot. It's, hey, don't always blame the refs, and I try not to all the time. That one felt like another Dallas situation, to where it was like, what are we doing here? Like, it was very obvious, and it felt like it was like a kind of pinpointed at, like they knew what they were doing.
Yeah,
and it felt like kind of like a hit. It felt like a hit,
but. This team is resilient, and they put it behind them. Did they kick a field or they didn't score that drive?
Didn't,
but they didn't let the Rams score before halftime, and then stopped them, I believe, the first drive of the third quarter. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that offense came out firing.
Yeah, 4 possessions and 3 touchdowns out of the 4 possessions.
Goff started 10 of 10. He was hitting Josh Reynolds. He was hitting Amon-Ra St. Brown. And even, was it their first touchdown, or his first touchdown pass?
Yep.
They tried to get it in 3 times with David Montgomery and/or Gibbs at the goal line. They decided to go for it on 4th down. A great call from Dan Campbell and a great play. Dan Orlovsky and I think Baldinger went over this play on their Twitter, but the play they devised that Ben Johnson created to find Sam Laporta in the back of the end zone, executed to perfection.
Yeah, Ben Johnson, he had a hell of a first half, if we're being honest. 3 out of the 4 possessions you scored, and like you said, that 4th possession, you were on your way to at least get a field goal, and the call just got messed up. You were guaranteed almost to have a shot at a field goal because you would have been in position there.
Yeah.
So you almost scored on every single possession in the first half. They could not stop you in the first half.
The problem was, and we're going to get into the defense, the problem was that the Lions defense in the first half couldn't stop the Rams.
It felt like it was opposite for both teams. Our offense, it felt like it was, hey, the first half buzzing, scored 3 of the 4 possessions, should have been 4, and then we get to the second half, and this is where I had a little bit of issues, and there was like this in Dallas, but except it was to start the game. This was the argument you and I had a little bit with Jared Goff when it came down, but it was Ben Johnson's kind of play calling in the second half. That's how I took it.
It got conservative.
Because I was very under the impression that Jared Goff had a hell of a game, dude. He played as good as he could play. And then you could see right there, 22 for 27, 277 passing yards, a touchdown, and 121 quarterback rating. He did exactly what he could do. What happened in the second half, though, the Rams held you to 3 points.
Yeah.
And Raheem Morris, maybe he made adjustments, maybe he did, but that's the kind of situation where Ben Johnson, if you want to be if we want to be great and you want a chance versus the 49ers and the Ravens, whoever you can't have a game like that. You have to play a full game. And
he almost wanted them to keep throwing the ball. Keep throwing it with Jared Goff, just as if the running game was, if it was moving, we'd want to just continue with that. Goff was 16 of 18 in the first half, so he only had 6 completions in the second half.
Gosh. And one of them is to clinch the game. The thing is, too, it's when they started to run the ball in the second half a little bit more. You know what they did, though? They just kept giving it to Jahmyr Gibbs instead of going back to D-Mont. And that was another. So that was a concern I had a little bit, especially going into the next round. And when you want to go for a Super Bowl and kind of compete like that, Sorry, I got distracted. It was a Mike Evans pass. My bad. But like
snub.
That's a serious, like a little concern and say, hey, like as a Booner Pat, like yes, I'm positive they're going to go win the Super Bowl. I have all the confidence. The way to do it though is we have to look at some of these things and say, what do we have to do better to be like? I'm like Dan Campbell. We come in the next day, 24 hours later, guess what? We're on to the next. What do we have to do better to win the next week? And that's one thing is Ben Johnson, man. Those play calls, like. Do we have to? Pete kept saying it on the stream too. We go run, 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 and I kept looking like, no, they need to run their offense. Do what you did in the first half. Make the adjustments to Raheem Morris, and go out there and put another 21 points up.
Yeah.
That's what you needed to do, and everything stalled out, and you scored 3 points in the second half.
And here's another special thing about Jared Goff and this offense and how it's constructed. They throw the ball just about as well as they run, or maybe that's not the right way to say it, but they're able to throw the ball and eat up clock. Like they just complete passes after passes. They move the ball in the air like teams do traditionally via the run. So there's no real reason to go away from it. You know, if you trust your quarterback to not throw a pick, which yesterday it didn't seem like he was going to throw it. Definitely didn't seem like he was going to have one of those types of turnover games. So you might as well just keep going for it. But at the end of the day, we're looking at this mistake, a little conservative, some questionable play calling in the second half, yet a W. Another W for this team. You know Ben Johnson and Dan Campbell are going to learn from this. You know they're going to talk about this third quarter. I know I bring it up. They actually haven't really improved that much throughout the season in the third quarter, but it's not like they're not trying. I do expect them to be better next week. The fact that we have it next week is freaking awesome.
Like, can I give an example here? One of the possessions in the second half here. Very first play, guess what happened? This is a punt, a possession that turned into a punt in the second half. Very first play. Give the ball to Jared Goff, let him make a play. First down to Amon-Ra St. Brown, 10-yard completion, right? Very next play, 1st and 10 at the 35. Jahmyr Gibbs, run for 2 yards. Next play, Jahmyr Gibbs, run for 2 yards. Next play, Jared Goff gets sacked. Punt the ball. Right after that, another sixth thing here. Jared Goff, pass incomplete. D-Mont, the guy who ran the ball really good yesterday, 6 yards. Jared Goff, 3rd and 4, incomplete to Josh Reynolds, 4th down, punt. Like, D-Mont, get it in your head going forward in the playoffs. Let that man get the ball up the middle. Jahmyr Gibbs, you can get him into so many different situations. He's going to get his.
And he caught the ball so well in the backfield yesterday.
He hasn't done that much this year.
Finally.
And that's what I think, like, when we were winning and D-Mont was going off and we were going on that 4-game win streak and Jahmyr Gibbs was having a great games, it was like, hey, you're D-Mont, and working Jahmyr Gibbs within that. That's where I just felt like that second half. That was my only concern, to be honest, in the game.
Yeah.
I mean, in the offensive side.
Yeah, you look at the end of the game, that is what they did. They pounded it with D-Mont. They even passed it to D-Mont in the flats, and he made that incredible juke move. I believe it was 2nd and 7 or 3rd and 7 to get an 11-yard gain and get a first down. That was a game changer. But then with the game on the line, they could totally hand the ball off. They got a couple more plays to run, but what do? Pass it to Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Win the game.
Just like that. That's this team's different. They want to end the game with the ball, end the game in a victory formation.
I find it so hard to believe, though, like they can finish it and get a completion. Like, we should be able to do that the Lions should be able to do that every possession. They should be able to go get points every possession. Like, they're the top 5 offense in the NFL. There's no reason this young Rams defense forced him to that many punts yesterday. There's no reason, man. Because Amon-Ra St. Brown, 7 catches for 110 yards. Josh Reynolds, 5 for 80. Gibbs, 4 for 43. Like,
you want to know how many of those 7 catches Amon-Ra St. Brown had were for first downs?
7.
All 7.
That's crazy.
All 7.
That is crazy.
Real quick, and Jack Fox, have a day. He was forced to punt, but his ability to punt and pin them down, flip the fields, was as important as anything.
Yeah,
Nick, what you got?
Yeah, that was massive, Broder, from Jack Fox to do that. But, yeah, it's just the very, very conservative, and I did not agree with it. Luckily, we were able to prevail and get the dub, but going into this next game, we got to keep our foot all the way on the gas. Yeah,
I see a comment here. Colton's Cardboard said, Booner, it's the NFL. There's ebbs and flows. I agree with you on that, but it's just, hey, when you put 21 points up in the first half, like, we're in the playoffs. Like, in the regular season, yeah, there's ebbs and flows. Like, there's things, but in the postseason playoffs, you have to put full games together. Like, those teams that win the Super Bowl are putting full games together and playing great football all 4 quarters.
Yeah. Their secondary couldn't do nothing with us. So.
No. That's why I'm surprised that they went away from that. And at the same time, like, I've been a Jahmyr Gibbs dude all year. he just wasn't running the ball well. We couldn't, and DeMont could. He was getting 4 or 5 yards a carry, and then they could not guard our receivers. Josh Reynolds was open every time.
And let's remember, and whether we want to give credit to Goff for getting through this, or Brett Holmes, or Dan Campbell, whoever, this is still a very young coaching staff.
Yes.
Like, this is Ben Johnson's second full year. This is Dan Campbell's third full year. Like, they're still learning. Like, they're still figuring out how to make adjustments and deal with that. And Raheem Morris, he definitely made adjustments. But what Ben Johnson's got to realize, even with those adjustments, that secondary could not stay with any of their receivers. So you got to find a way to deal with it, and I think he will. I believe he will.
It's just like the Ben. Like I said this today. Like I can't remember who I was talking. I was just like Ben Johnson. Like the Dallas game started the game tough, and then you finally got to go in that last possession, and then this game started it great. Ended up next week when you play, whether the Bucs or the Eagles, whoever it is, find a way to play a full game, because then the next week, if you have to go play in San Fran, you have to. If you want a chance to go to the Super Bowl, you have to.
Yes.
Like, you have to have the best game plans going forward. Like you said, if your past games go at it,
roll with it. The last part of the offense that we can't get through an offensive section without me bringing it up, especially because, Booner, you remember what my first key to the game was yesterday? It was neutralize the dynamic duo on defense of Aaron Donald and Kobe Turner. What did Frank Ragnow, Graham Glasgow, and Jonah Jackson do? That offensive line.
They mauled them.
They balled them. There was very little pressure on Jared Goff all night.
Yeah.
Very little from Aaron Donald and Kobe Turner. And it made all the difference, not having that pressure come up the middle. When Jared Goff got sacked, when he had that weird fumble play, that was pressure from the outside. And that will happen. But he was able to step up in the pocket all night and make accurate throws.
Dude.
They had a hell of a game.
There was a couple times that it was like, but dude, that offensive line, when they're healthy.
That's a great poll in the chat, by the way. How about this? Biggest reasons the Lion won this playoff game. Interesting.
I went somewhere you guys didn't think. Hey, shout out to Jeff in the chat too. Morning show host Jeff Fife-Brady. He's on there with you see that?
Yeah, Crunch Time. What is
Crunch
that?
Time.
Hey-o.
Jeff and I are doing a little podcast.
Okay.
We're just to chop it up here, so make sure you guys go follow that page, go subscribe. I think we did it earlier today. We did an episode, just hopped on and just talking it up, talking some sports up. So make sure you guys go check that. I think the episode's coming out tonight or tomorrow after Woodward Nights. Let me tell you guys though, when we come back, he's cheating on me. He's cheating. Broder is going to be in as well.
At least it's not in Cabo.
Hey, yo. All right, let me tell you guys about Planet Fitness, though.
Zing!
Planet Fitness is the home of the judgment-free zone.
Judgment-free!
And we mean anyone. Can feel comfortable and go work on their fitness goals.
No lunk
Even
alarm.
me, myself. Over at Planet Fitness, you'll experience squeaky clean gyms. That's tons of equipment, full body workout in just 30 minutes, and all memberships, they include fitness training. Get all of that for just $10 a month, no commitment, no matter where you are. Planet Fitness is close by. There are more than 50 in the Metro Detroit area and thousands throughout the world. Make sure you check it out. Where your fitness is
essential. How do you not?
Savor the heart of home at Big Boy with our all-new Down Home Comfort dishes. Feast on home-style goodness with our Southern Comfort Chicken Bowl, veal parmigiana, and apple pie hotcakes. The Down Home delight doesn't stop there. Potato pancakes are back. Dive into the richness of our perfectly crafted potatoes with our classic potato pancakes and our stuffed potato pancakes. Top off your meal with our new gingerbread shake, a seamless blend of creamy vanilla and sweet gingerbread flavors. Nothing beats the comforting taste of Down Home cooking. Enjoy every bite, only at Big Boy.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy?
It's Planet Fitness.
Join today for just $1 down, $10 a month. With over 2,400 locations and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. And with free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience from one of our talented stylists and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win an all-expenses-paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament for you and 5 of your best buds. That's right, college basketball's most elite event. You and your 5 best friends just get to any Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically register to win the trip of your dreams. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, 2 of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune in to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder.
Premier Pet, get your pet the best. That means going to Premier Pet Supply. They are hands down Michigan's best pet store. They're owned and operated for over 30 years locally here in Michigan. It's what sets them apart. Their convenience is just the same from the big box and online retailers. They got over 60 brands of food, nutrition experts to help you. It's amazing. Local, home, and curbside delivery. Curbside home delivery. Give your pet the best. That means going to Premier Pet Supply, www.premierpet.com.
All right, we are back. Woodward Nights, baby, on the Woodward Sports Network. Appreciate you guys tuning in. A little update here for the game. First of all, if you guys can hit that like button for us, smack the like button.
Smack that.
About 200 people in here, and we only have 122 likes. So let's get over 150 here by the end of this segment. Update on the game. Bucks just kicked the field goal. It is 16-3. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are winning the game here.
I hear Baker is baking.
Baker is baking, it sounds like. And the Eagles look bad.
That Eagles with the 5 Pro Bowl offensive linemen and a Pro Bowl fullback, a Pro Bowl running back, a Pro Bowl wide receiver, and the first alternate at quarterback.
Crazy, huh? Crazy. Bro, the fact that you have all that memorized. Hey, let's do this.
I'm a descendant of the sun god. I'm a follower. You got to get your list. You got to remember your list, and you got to use it as motivation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
A.J. Brown was one who snubbed Amon-Ra St. Brown. DeAndre Swift was the one who snubbed both Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery.
Ooh. All right, bro. I love that.
With a Pro Bowl fullback. And 5 Pro Bowl offensive linemen. Okay, anyways, defense.
Real quick before that, I want to do this, though. We're going to do calls at 9:30. People start calling in right now. I want you guys to call in, see where you guys are at with this Detroit Lions team. If you think they can kind of make a run to the Super Bowl here. What positives from the game, negatives from the game, how you're feeling after the game. Want to hear where you guys all stand. I just put it in the chat. KG, if you want to pin it, or if that poll's still going. I don't know how that works.
I got you.
But the number is 313-552-6322. Again, it is 313-552-6322. Call in. We're going to take call. We're taking calls now, but call in now. So at 6:30, when we come back from break, you guys are able to. We already have callers ready to go.
Speaking of 2-2, Atwell.
Oh my gosh,
had a big play.
He did have
3-6-2-2.
He did have a big play. Puka Nacua. Dog. First of all, just want to throw that out there.
He's
going to be very good.
Star potential. I didn't realize how good he was
until yesterday. Yeah, I'm with you.
He's a vet. He looks like a vet. I totally underestimated. I knew he was good, but I didn't realize how he played the game, how he ran routes, how smart he was. I mean, he made, and you know me, I love me some Cam Sutton. He made Cam Sutton look a little bit silly on that first touchdown, the 50-yarder along the sideline where he then cut in front of CD Deuce. Puka Nacua made plays all over the field.
He is a very good receiver.
Quick question, is Cooper Kupp washed? Is he old news now?
No, I don't think so.
The injuries killed him, man. Those injuries the last 2 years,
yeah.
You see wide receivers all the time, when injuries start to hit. Remember, I'm trying to think, there's some dudes who as soon as you get some ankles or some knees and stuff. That's
true.
It's tough, and they just build up.
There was a point where I saw Stafford literally target Kupp every time.
Yeah.
Now he's getting 0 targets. He was barely targeted in this game.
27 yards.
I think he actually hard to believe. I think he was targeted 9 times, which is more than you think.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay,
it didn't seem like that. But he only caught maybe 2 or 3 passes.
Targeted 9 times for 27 yards. That's crazy.
That's the Lions. This defense, they let one receiver kind of destroy them, but they're able to make the plays, I guess, when needed.
Yeah, and kind of to me, it's just that first half. And what AG talks about all the time that he doesn't like the adjustments word, he made adjustments, and they ended up, and I kept saying it on the stream, that bend but don't break, and I know KG mentioned it to me before, was at some point you can't have that and it's going to break. I think you can go in these next few weeks and have that bend don't break, and I just think it's what it's going to be, because we saw Matthew Stafford almost throw for 400 yards. We've seen guys, what's his name in Minnesota, threw for 450 yards. We've seen guys throw for these yards, and it's that bend but don't break. Give up field goals and give up turnovers. First half, though, they had 4 possessions. Take away the one because it was 2 plays. It was after that bad play, and they basically need the ball to go into half. They had 3 possessions in the first half. Field goal, touchdown, touchdown. You gave up something every single time. It felt like did not want to see the defense go on the field in the first half. Every time I was like, oh my gosh, like they can't get a stop. They could not get a stop.
Thought it was going to be 70-71 final score.
I don't even think the over hit. I took the over. The over didn't even hit. But at the halftime, dude, you're sitting there at a 21-17 game when it felt like you dominated that half, but you just couldn't. Like you kept bending and you broke. You bend, broke. Like it just felt like that was all it was. And then the second half, and I'm gonna let you take this here, Broder, because you texted me about it. AG, man. Dude. This defense, they bend but don't break, and they dominated. They held them to 2 field goals and punts from here out from the rest of the game, and that's why they won the game.
That was to me the difference, and that's why I, after thinking long and hard about it, I picked the defense as the differentiator or the key to winning that game because it was the field goals. The Rams almost all game were moving the ball, but they were able, especially in the red zone, able to hold the Rams to a field goal, whether that was C.D. Deuce coming up with the big play on third down, targeting Kupp in the corner of the end zone, or Brian Branch deflected the ball on Stafford. When they needed to make the plays, they did. We would like them to stop them a little earlier in the drive, but holding them to those 3 points, it was 100% the difference.
And to like yesterday, we talked about it all week. We say it every week. Whoever wins the turnover battle wins the game. There was no turnovers in the game yesterday. And I leaned over to Spencer sitting next to me and I said, whoever gets the first turnover wins this football game. And just one never happened. And basically all that had happened was, and I said it all week long, this is going to be a shootout or this is going to be a very, very close game. It's going to come down to who has the ball last. And if there's turnovers in the game, it's whoever has the most turnovers. That's how close this game was going to be. I talked about that all week long last week. And guess what? Detroit Lions, defense stepped up, forced a punt. Lions had the ball last, ended up to be able to do the victory formation. And think about it, the Lions just got one turnover. You don't even have this game, like you go down and get a field goal or a touchdown.
You win by 2 possessions.
Yes, especially in the first half. If you force a turnover in the first half, and the way your offense was playing, you're up 28 to 17 at the half.
That's why the field goals, limiting them to just field goals, were the difference because it was so evenly matched. So much so, listen to some of these stats. The Rams had 22 first downs to the Lions 23. Both teams were 3 of 9 on third downs. Both teams ran 55 offensive plays. Both teams, actually the Rams had 30 minutes and 5 seconds time of possession. The Lions had 29 minutes, 55 seconds. A 10-second difference. Just about every team stat was equal.
Yeah.
So what it came down to was those field goals. And you can't not point it out. The defensive line, their ability to stop Kyren Williams, or to limit their run game, I should say, because Kyren went out with an injury. That's now 18 straight games. Every game this year, they've held the one single running back under 70 yards
13
rushing.
carries, 61. It was 4.7, but he had a couple bigger carries there in the second half that broke out a little bit.
True.
I do want to mention this too.
Yes.
I want to give props to the man himself. The number 2 overall pick. I said big players make big plays in big games, and we drafted him number 2 overall for a reason. He went out there and got 2 more sacks. The last 3 games, he has 7 sacks in 3 games, man.
Stop it.
And it's not even just sacks that he has here, fellas. I wanted to go see if I could find
QB hits.
2 tackle for losses, 2 sacks, 5 quarterback hits. And let's see, am I missing something up there that's on there?
Well, up there it says 23 pass rushing snaps. This is just in the last game.
This is just
so if you have last 3 games, let me know. But just in the last game, 23 pass rushing snaps, 9 pressures, 2 sacks, and a 39.1 pressure
and on top
percentage.
of that, 5 quarterback hits.
Yes.
And 2 tackle for losses. Add that to that list. That man was all over Matthew Stafford yesterday. There was multiple times he hit Matthew Stafford. Legal hits, hard hits that you want your defensive end putting onto quarterbacks. Don't care if it was Stafford, if it's Jalen Hurts. I don't care who it is. You want your defensive end getting to the quarterback and giving him pain. That's what you want, and he did that to Stafford yesterday. Literally, you guys saw Stafford got knocked out from one of his hits.
He was concussed, man.
He
I'm
hit him.
convinced.
Yes, he hit him so hard he knocked out, and then Liam came over the top and got him. That was a huge hit, and he did it twice. The other time he did it, Matthew Stafford was sitting there and just he had to take it in. Oh my gosh.
Side note: how savvy was Stafford? After that happened, he got up and he pretended like his shoulder was hurt.
Well, no, did you see what happened?
What?
If you watched it, Stafford when he got knocked out. Whoever came up over last stepped
Oh, so maybe he wasn't even faking
hard
it.
cleat, but he probably had no, because he got knocked out, so he probably had no clue he got stepped on. He comes out of that, wakes up, and is like, dude, my shoulder.
See, I thought he was being savvy, and he's like, I just got a concussion, but I'm going to pretend like it's a shoulder injury so they
Someone
don't.
cleated him bad on the shoulder. It was like
he got beat up, man.
I thought his shoulder was like broken. The way he got stepped on, like full speed, someone like ran by with the cleat, like right into his shoulder.
It very well could have been a roughing the passer penalty.
Well, yeah, it is, because it's you hit him in the middle and at the top. You're not allowed to do that.
So roll with me on this for 15 seconds.
I'm rolling.
You would say that Aiden Hutchinson made a huge impact on that game, right?
100%.
And you would say that one sack on Matthew Stafford, the one where he tripped over Kyren Williams and Hutchinson literally just touched him. That counts as a sack.
Yes. Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
So talking about these sack stats, now Aiden Hutchinson can make an impact on a game without getting that sack stat.
Yep.
Of course, finishing and getting the sacks points towards strong play, but enough of this Aiden Hutchinson not making an impact on it. He did everything he's done in all the other games, the pressures, QB hits.
Dude.
The 2 sacks on the day, one of which was that touch. I'm not holding that against him. What I'm trying to do is point out how well he's played even when he hasn't got sacks.
If you go watch some other elite pass rushers, Hutch has said this before he said this. He's mentioned, he's like, hey, a lot of other people around the league, they end up there's like 1 or 2 sacks a year that they just get that just falls into their lap. He was like, I've never gotten one of those. And he just got gifted one.
Remember Michael Strahan when he broke the record?
Was it like that?
Was it Brett Favre? I think he said. I think they had an agreement or something. He basically just fell to the ground and Strahan went up and touched him.
See, so but that happens all year long. Like, I'm sure if you went and looked at every Myles Garrett sack, there's probably in the last couple years a couple where guy falls, sees them, falls, boom. Like it's just what it is, and he got rewarded.
Yeah,
2 sacks. He's at 13.5 this year. Like that's your number 2 overall pick. He's on his way only in year 2. They asked on the heavyweights, they're like, can he get to that elite level?
Hell yeah.
Let him get to year 5 and year 6. That man is going to be very dangerous in the NFL. Like,
if he continues developing at the rate he is.
Yeah, these are the biggest games he's played in his career. The Dallas and then this game in the last 3 games. 7 sacks in 3 games in those biggest games of his career.
I almost argue he is elite already. He's just not in that tier yet. There's a superstar tier of Crosby and Garrett and TJ Watt, but I think he's elite.
He's close to breaking through.
If you have 7
he's
sacks,
close to breaking through.
Yeah.
I just need him to develop maybe 1 or 2 more moves, pass rush moves. He'll be there.
Think of the jump. He's going to make a jump. That's the thing. This team is getting better. Jared Goff is still getting better. He hasn't hit his peak. Aiden Hutchinson sure as hell hasn't hit his peak. Sam Laporta, Gibbs, Montgomery.
St. Brown, he's still young.
Boy.
Remember Jared Goff's only 27, 28.
In week 5,
right
Jared
there,
Goff,
29.
after they beat
29.
the Buccaneers, maybe?
Hey, right there.
Jared Goff in his post-game speech, he's like, guys, we're going like this.
Yep.
They are.
Hey, did you see J.J. Watt's tweet about Aiden Hutchinson?
Yes.
No,
about Barry.
So it started off where J.J. Watt literally tweeted out, I think he said Aiden Hutchinson's spin move is elite, is insane, or something like that. He gave him huge credit. Barry retweeted and said, What about my spin move or something like that?
What would
I can pull it up here while you
something I bet you what would happen if pull it up so we get the language right. It was just Barry having some fun with it. Barry's spin move was elite. Aiden Hutchinson's spin move it's gotten so much better since the start of the season, and that's kind of his go-to when he's going up against a tackle. What was it, Boone?
So here it is. J.J. Watt said Aiden Hutchinson's spin move is nasty, and then Barry Sanders says better than mine, and he said, do you know how happy I am that I never had to try tackling you? So, it's just 2 legends going at it. Because J.J. Watt is a legend as well.
It's a ball knower.
Right.
The term ball knower has been getting thrown around a lot this year. That is a ball knower.
There was a part of me, and we do have to go to break. I'm just realizing this. We have some callers here. We were just talking. We were just having a good time here.
We have a trivia question coming up, too.
There was a part of me earlier this year as well that I just was convinced in my head. I never said it to anyone. In my head, I was like, J.J. Watt's coming to Detroit. He's coming out of retirement and going on the other side of Aiden Hutchinson. I don't know what it was. I was just like, I think J.J. Watt's coming out of retirement, and he's going to be a Lion.
He just may.
There was something about it.
You think Sue's regretting not being interested, I should say, even though maybe the Lions weren't? Yeah. Anyways.
All right, let me tell you about Guardian Alarm. When we come back, we're taking callers. If you guys want to call in while we're on break here. The number is 313-552-6322. Again, that is 313-552-6322. But let me tell you guys about Guardian Alarm, baby. Customized solutions from real experts. Our professional technicians, they take the time to recommend security and automation solutions that are specific to your needs. They have 24/7 professional monitoring. You can give them a call anytime, day or night, and know that a Guardian Alarm team member, they will stay on the phone as long as needed. That is technology that is backed by people, where your safety and security deserves technology that has been proven to work and people have been proven to care. Make sure you call that number on the screen right there. Fellas, 1-800-STAY-OUT.
How do you not?
Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate, along with special WSN guests, for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m. Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, two of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
Since the dawn of moving people, Chevrolet has led the way. The world of transportation is changing. At Feldman Chevrolet, we are leading the charge forward. With every electric vehicle, every mile traveled, one Feldman at a time. The company that puts more Chevys on Michigan roads is now the #1 name for Chevy electric vehicles.
For over 60 years, Fairway Packing Company has provided Michigan's finest restaurants, hotels, and casinos with prime beef, dry-aged beef, and Wagyu beef. You can experience the Fairway difference for yourself today. Just visit their steak shop in Grosse Pointe Woods for grab-and-go
steaks,
beef. Visit the steak shop, visit them, or go order online at fairwaypacking.com.
All right, we are back. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder on the Woodward Sports Network. Make sure you guys, if you guys haven't yet, hit that like button for us. Let's get over 150 here, 175, 200, whatever you guys. Let's do it. Let's do it. All right, we are taking callers though. Number is 313-552-6322. It's pinned in the chat there. Make sure you guys give us a call if you have anything to say. The next we'll probably do 5 minutes here and then another 5 minutes of calls as well. So we'll get as many as we can in. Nick, who do we have first here?
Yes, sir. We got Freddie.
Freddie fell 313.
Freddie, Freddie, you're alive.
Shout out Freddie.
What up? We're over here partying like it's 1991 or 97. I don't know what part of the decade it is. It's somewhere in the 90s. Dude, Michigan and Detroit, a natty and a playoff win in a span of a week. Hands down the greatest week in my sports lifetime.
I think I'm with you.
Insane.
Freddie, I literally just said, I think I'm living like, I think I was dreaming this whole last week. It's been a dream. Within the last 7 days, we got a Detroit Lions playoff win and a Michigan natty. Like that, it's one of the best weeks of my life. Like, if I'm being completely honest.
I'm right there with you. Dude, last night I had to have the shovel out for that game. R.I.P. SOL. SOL's dead, buried in the ground.
Yep.
Matt Stafford, I'm sure Trick, escorted he and Kelly and their lovely kids to the metro airport, got them out of town. The drought's over. And that has to sink in that, like, all the emotions that we felt, this is a one-and-done experience for us Lions fans, right? Like, I think I cried harder at that win last night than I did over the North win. And we're never going to feel what we felt in this experience and on this ride this season. And to Booner's point, it is one of those things where you do have to, like, stop and drink the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
See what I did there? Like, you have to just smell the roses with this and really live in this moment. Because after this, we're getting more NFC North. We run the North. So the next NFC North title is going to be like, all right, cool, like a cool T-shirt and a hat. Like, we're never going to get this experience. And so I'm just really trying to live in that moment. You know, and I, like, yesterday was just so poetic, man. Like, the fact that our biggest rival embarrassed the very team that we beat last in the playoffs, the Dallas Cowboys. How about them Cowboys? Dude, you can't get any better than that. So, like, I just appreciate the ride that we're on. I appreciate this show particularly because, like, unlike other sports shows in the city, I don't want to drop names, but I don't know, 97 on the Dickheads. This team actually, this show actually supports its team. Crazy how that works, right?
Yeah, and real quick with that, Freddie, too, as well. It's not that like we do, and we've met you in person. Like, we do support the team, but as well as like we just I think we all tell it how it is, right? Like, this is a good
with
football,
an optimistic outlook.
Yeah, it's
like,
a good football team at the end of the day.
What can they do, or what are they struggling with to be able to win? Like, not all right. What are all? There's
a lot of people who, even when it's a good football team, are negative, and we try and make sure it's optimistic.
Thanks for pointing that out.
Shout out, that was awesome.
Hey, one last point before I go, fellas, if that's okay. While I have the shovel out, can we RIP Slappy? Can we put Slappy 6 feet under and just pile dirt on top of it? Because from the start of the season, we were all optimistic about this team. We are not a perfect football team, but we are the football team. We run all levels of football. We run college, and we run pro. We'll let Texas and Florida duke it out for high school. That's where we're at in the state of Michigan with football right now. And if being positive and supporting this team and being, realistic about criticisms, but being on board on the Booner path, dude, I've been handing out water and Gatorade on the Booner path since August. Like, let's go, man. Enough with this slappy stuff. You're either on the Booner path or you're off the Booner path. Let's go bite some kneecaps next week. I don't give a shit what team it is. You could Jack Labrador it. You could Rochambeau. You could pick a number between 1 and 100. I don't care. Bring whoever you want into Ford Field. The Booner path's alive. The Detroit Lions are going to the Super Bowl this year. Pinch yourself. Try to see if you're dreaming or not. It is a reality. We are going to the Super Bowl. That's all I got. Love the show. Love you guys.
Freddie. Oh. Freddie, do you think every boy and every girl should spice up their life and get on the Booner path?
Yes, Spice Girls dropping. I appreciate you, Broder. Respect.
Let's go, Freddie. We appreciate you.
Let's go.
That was awesome.
Yeah,
Shout
Freddie's
out to Freddie for that, man. He's not wrong with any of that stuff. Like, being optimistic, all of that. Like, shout out to Freddie for that. I'll say it 100 times. This team's going to the Super Bowl. This team's making a run. You win one more game, you're in the NFC Championship game. Dan Campbell, Brad Holmes, Ben Johnson, and Aaron Glenn, give them a week to prepare for a game where you just have to win one game. Give them to me. Don't care. Let's do this. Let's do the wink, wink.
Hey, guys. So I have a trivia question for you.
Maybe giving away an Amon-Ra St. Brown jersey right now.
I'm going to need you guys to put your answer in the chat. The first correct answer we see walks away with this.
Y'all see it?
Number 14, Amon-Ra St. Brown.
The player on the Booner path. We have a jersey from him.
His confirmed friend.
University of Southern California.
And it does have St. Brown on the back, too. Confirmed.
Are you ready, Woodward Nights? This is Jared Goff related. I need you to tell me, in his career, how many games has Jared Goff passed for 4 or more touchdowns? I repeat, in his career, how many games has Jared Goff passed for 4 or more touchdowns? Let's see in the chat. Put your answers in.
Oh, here we go.
Check them out.
Here we go.
You know the right answer, right, Boone?
I just wrote it down.
Let's go.
Here we go.
I know we're about a 15 seconds late. Here we go.
It's a lot of Google fingers right now.
We got one.
Already. I already see one. Detroit Denver had it too, just a little late. Oh no!
Damn.
Let's go, Reek! Let's go, baby!
Reek, the answer is number 8. Jared Goff has passed for 4 or more touchdowns 8 times in his career. Reek.
Shout out Reek, man.
What are we going to do so we can contact us?
Reach out to me or Broder on Twitter. My Twitter is at Booner Sports. What's yours, Broder?
MattBro21. Do you have Twitter or X? If not, let me know. I can give you my email. Reek, let us know. But I appreciate it. Hey, all you guys in the chat, thanks for throwing in your guesses. There weren't even many. Shane D guessed 8. Reek guessed 8 twice.
Right after Reek,
nice.
It was Detroit Dabber as well. So Reek,
so close, Detroit Dabber.
Reek said, I have Twitter. Reach out to either at Booner Sports or at, what is it again?
MattBro21. I'm going to put it in the chat.
He's putting it in the chat for you. Shout out, Reek. This right here, this is yours. All yours. We'll send it to you. We'll figure out a way to ship it to you. Congratulations. Shout out. That's awesome. Gave away a nice little jersey there. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Shout out, Reek. Appreciate the support. Let's do this. Let's hit one more caller, and then we'll go to break. And then we'll finish up another. We'll do another call. Some more callers.
Yes, sir. Gonna go to William in Grand Haven. William, you are live on Woodward Nights.
What's up, guys?
Is this William Vanderswag from the west side of the state?
Yes, sir. How are we feeling after that playoff win after 30-plus years, boys?
Feel great. It feels like I'm dreaming.
Oh, man. Okay, now let's talk about some stats. Now, Matthew Stafford, he had more passing yards than Jared Goff. But I think Jared Goff had the better game, in my opinion. But Aiden Hutchinson, oh, that's my boy. Aiden Hutchinson with 2 sacks. That was like a breath of fresh air. Seeing him go down was just awesome. And do you know the status on James Houston, if he's going to play this week?
I'm going to say this. And I'm not even going to go to Broder on this. James Houston will be playing this weekend. His 21-day period is up this week. So it's either he's playing or he's off the roster. Don't see him being off the roster. Just going to throw that out there. Correct? Am I wrong?
That's a perfect explanation.
His 21-day IR period comes off, and they have to activate him. So maybe he might be questionable or something like that, but he could be. He will be on the roster at least.
Hey, I have a question for you guys.
Yeah, anything.
Do you guys think Jared Goff is the guy?
Great question, Broder.
It's hard to predict the future. I do.
It's just an explanation. I do.
No, I'm trying. Like, there are so many factors that go into it, the offensive line and stuff. But for how we're constructed right now,
yeah,
he's one of the best quarterbacks for this team, for this offense, and it's hard to walk away from that.
I'm going to say this as well. He for sure. He is the guy. Reason I'm saying that, it's hard to find the guy in the NFL, and when you have a guy like Jared Goff who can win, you keep him. You don't move on unless you have a guaranteed Patrick Mahomes, a guaranteed Josh Allen, a guaranteed Joe Burrow. You don't move off. You stay with it and you roll with it and you win with it. That's just it.
What do you think, William?
Yeah, I think he's the guy. I mean, like, he's really smart and he makes really quick decisions. I mean, yeah, he does like make mistakes under pressure, but when he gets out of pressure, he can make those quick decisions, and I've seen him do it when he played for the Rams. So, I mean, like, Jared Goff is really smart when it comes to play-action passes. And those 2 running backs, woo, rhythm and blues, boys. I love those boys. Monty and Gibbs are just, they can tear up that ground and just, that was just the most amazing playoff game I've ever seen in Lions history.
Let's go. We appreciate
in my lifetime.
We appreciate that, Will. Appreciate you calling in as well. You call in all the time. You're always welcome to call in. Appreciate that.
Thank you,
we do have to hit a break here. When we come back, we'll take I think we have one more caller. We'll take a caller here. If you guys do want to call in, actually, we'll just do the one more, and then we'll end up finishing up and then do a mailbag. Broder, tell us about Mark White, though. Appreciate it again, William.
By the way, this Amon-Ra St. Brown jersey is not counterfeit. This is the real deal.
This is the real deal.
Just so you know. Also, the real deal. If we're
From
talking
Jack
about
Labrador,
we're talking about honest, real deal, real estate teams. Mark White and Associates, they are the real deal. And if you're dreaming of a new home, but you're feeling the financial pinch, Mark White and Associates, they'll help you out. They're your trusted real estate experts here to help, and they're going to pay up to $5,000 of your closing costs. That's right, $5K. So call Mark White and Associates today at 248-290-8242 or visit them at markwhitesells.com.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy?
It's Planet Fitness.
Join today for just $1 down, $10 a month. With over 2,400 locations and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. And with free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel. Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, 2 of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder.
Woodward Sports merchandise. Are you tired of wearing the same old Detroit sports merch? It's a new era in sports wearables, new designs, amazing apparel, and the ultimate swag. Check out Woodward Sports' latest gear at woodwardsports.com and click shop. Hoodies, tees, the hats are guaranteed to turn heads. Get the latest designs today at woodwardsports.com and click shop.
Welcome back. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder on the Woodward Sports Network. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure you guys hit that like button for us. We're going to do a little quicker segment here. Do we still have someone on the line? One more person on the line? Let's do that. Make sure you guys hit that like button. We're going to take this last caller here. And we're going to have to do a quick segment here, go back to break, and then we'll finish with the mailbag. We want to answer as many questions as we can tonight. Want to get as many questions in as we can for the people. Who do we have here, though, Nick?
We got Ed in SoCal. Ed, you're live on Woodward Nights.
Ed?
Woodward Nights! What's happening, guys?
What's up, Ed?
Let's go, Ed!
On the best show on the network.
Let's go, Ed!
Remember?
Let him cook.
Do you remember the last time we talked? Chicago took it to us. The world was falling down. The night was dark and full of terrors. Well, the Night King came last night, and we vanquished his ass, didn't we?
We did.
This is the most complete team we have had since 1974. Better than the Barry teams, better than the Ndamukong Suh teams. We are so balanced, it's scary. Matthew Stafford flew in, and if we're being honest, guys, he was dropping dimes that made Patrick Mahomes say, God damn!
That no-look pass to Davis Allen?
What does Jared Goff do? I see you, bro. Now take this. Now take that. Now take this. This is my house. And we sent them home with their little Rams fans crying. All right?
Crying.
Dude, and it was epic.
Next week. It was epic. And I'm telling you, the black and blue division is back. All right? We're a year ahead of schedule.
Oh, yeah.
You look at what Chicago has to play with. You look at the Packers. You look at Minnesota. This is going to be the toughest division in football, and we're going to own it.
Yes.
All right? So, next week, when the Bucs roll in, I don't see Philly coming back. When the Bucs roll in, we're going to get them again. And then we're going to go. Can you imagine?
Don't say it.
If Mr. Aaron Rodgers Jr. finds a way to get it done in San Francisco, and they got to bring their cheesy butts back to
Oh my
Ford
gosh.
Field.
Oh my gosh.
All roads come right down the Booner Path, right down
Let's
the
go,
middle
Ed.
to the Super Bowl.
All
It
through
could
Ford
happen.
Field.
It could happen. And we're a year ahead of schedule. You think we are bad now? Wait till next year. Well, we got cap space. We got more draft picks. Fellas, the dark was night and full of tears, but now it's the dream of spring. It's on and it's popping, and you can be confident in your team and confident in the future.
big
And
fact.
thank you for being there every single week when everybody was doubting. Every time we lost, the sky was falling, and you guys stood tall, and you stood by your team.
Let's go, Ed.
Every time someone took a crap on Jared Goff, you guys stood tall and stood by your team. Now, I was proud of Spenny yesterday,
Yes.
swallowed his pride, and admitted to the fact that Jared Goff is the best quarterback he has ever seen in his lifetime. Most successful, not the most talented,
Lions.
most successful.
Lions quarterback.
Now,
Right.
the little guy who yes, Lions quarterback, thank you. The
I got
guy
you.
who, I think his name is Easy. Easy owes Goff a personal apology.
Easy, you're in the
He's
chat.
in the chat. He's listening to you right now.
You owe Jared Goff a personal apology, Easy. All the junk, all the crap you talked about him, don't backpedal because I heard you. And I saw you.
Let's go,
And
Ed.
it got put to rest.
Ed's
So
got
man
receipts.
up, and say, hey, I was wrong. You're the man. Now, I'm not saying drop $50 million on him. I'm not going to blow up the team, but Jared Goff gets his props. The Lions are for real. Get used to it. Write it down. I don't ever want to hear SOL again in my life.
Ever again.
It's the real deal. Go, Sheila. Sheila Hemp. She put her father's legacy to rest. Martha came in and got the ball rolling. And we cannot forget that front office, man. Chris Spielman was a dog on the field. He was a dog in the front office.
Oh, yeah.
You know, we are doing it the right way. I am so excited. And I'm an old man. And, I saw this guy who was at the last championship game in the stands last night. 89-year-old, season ticket holder. You know, he was there. Picture this, 1992.
Yeah,
Silverdome,
Benjamin.
80,000 screaming fans. Ray Crockett picks it off, runs all the way down the field, stops at the one, turns around, and drinks in the roof getting blown off. The next week, it all ended for 30-plus years, and now we're back. So enjoy it. There's more to come, and thank you guys for being a voice of this team.
Cheers, Ed.
And for being the best show on the network.
Thank you, Ed.
Best
Thank
show
you.
on the network.
Thank you for those
Appreciate that.
words.
Shout
Thank you
out.
for that motivation.
That was
Was an
awesome.
amazing call. We appreciate you calling. Ed from Southern California.
Shout out.
That's an epic call. Thank
Great
you.
call. Great. Appreciate you a ton, Ed. We do have to hit break,
Give
though,
me
Ed, so I
goosebumps,
appreciate that. We have to hit one more break here. I know we're closing in on the end here. We're going to be a couple minutes over just because of the calls and kind of the breakdown of the game at 9:15. Put us back a little. But let's do this. Nick, tell us about Planet Fitness. Mailbag when we come back.
Yes, sir. It is home of the judgment-free zone where anyone, and we mean anyone, can feel comfortable and work on their fitness goals. At Planet Fitness, you'll experience a squeaky clean gym that has tons of equipment, full body workout in just 30 minutes. All memberships include fitness training. Get all this for just $10 a month. There's more than 50 in Metro Detroit and thousands more throughout the world. Planet Fitness, where fitness is essential.
We've just received word. The world's cannabis supply has vanished. The public is outraged and has taken to the streets in response to this tragedy. The individual responsible acted alone, and we can only hope they will make things right soon.
Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate, along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m. Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot off the press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
Since 1996, Feldman Automotive has been driven to provide a first-class car buying experience called the Feldman Advantage. They got 18 locations all over Detroit, so there's got to be a location near you. Just visit feldmanauto.com to find out which location is closest. And check out Morning Woodward Show and Big D Energy at their Novi dealership every other Monday. It's one of the reasons why Feldman Chevrolet is Detroit's #1 Chevy dealer.
All right, welcome back. Woodward Nights, baby, with Booner and Broder. I almost said with Woodward and Broder.
Hey, it happens.
Happens all the time. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Hit that like button. We are at 10 o'clock already, so we're going to roll through this, do about a couple more minutes here just so we get some questions in for you guys here. I did see one here. Jeff Olson said, will my heart survive the second half of this game?
Jeff, by the way, is a Bucks fan. He's down in Florida. He's our resident Bucks guy.
Oh, my gosh, Jeff, man.
Yes.
Hopefully we get to play you again this week. I'm interested on that one. I would love to play the Bucks, to be honest. Colton's Cardboard said, mailbag, will Cam Sutton get out of his slump? Now, you know what the slump really is, to be honest, and this is what I feel. We've seen him play good all year. He got hurt. Do you remember,
the toe injury?
The toe, yeah, and I think there was a heel as well. I think there was just a whole foot, it feels like, and he started playing it's tough, dude. That position, it's tough. If your toe or something, and you're having to stay with some of the best in the league, that's tough.
And despite getting beat on that Puka 50-yard touchdown, he did make a big play at the end of the game. I believe Dan Campbell called down his press conference, but he came up big when he needed it, and he's been a very good tackler, even through this stretch at the line of scrimmage.
William said, what was the ooh and ah moment game in the Lions regular season? I just think the win in the NFC North, like that Vikings game.
Yeah.
If that's what that means. I think that's what it means.
I may go to, is it that Chargers game after the bye where the offense was unstoppable? Riley Patterson hit the game winner. Now looking back, and I guess the Chargers weren't that great. Goff performed against the Bucks without, I think it was Montgomery, without a run game really. There were a couple. Let me think. That's a good question maybe to add as a segment this week.
I like that.
Or as part of a segment.
Well, we did our favorite moment last week.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's similar to kind of an ooh and ah moment.
What did I pick?
I can't remember.
Chargers?
Maybe the Chiefs?
Oh, yeah, I did. Brian Branch's pick 6.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah,
that was ooh and ah.
Hey, boys, I just wanted to shout out the Money Badger heading a 54-yarder yesterday. So that gives me some confidence going to 4. Yeah, for real. It gives me confidence moving forward that we can kick a field goal over 50 yards.
Yeah, I was not confident in that shit at all. I cannot even lie to you. When he put it up, I'm like, oh, God.
You want my honesty? I went to the bathroom right before that play because I thought he's gonna punt or they're gonna go. I thought I had some time. All of a sudden, I hear the crowd cheer. Yeah. I come back. 54-yard field goal?
That ended up winning the football game.
Essentially, yeah.
It won the football game. That put you from 21 to 24, and it made it to where the Rams, they had to either score a touchdown and then obviously you can get the stop at the end, but that puts you up. That was basically a game-winning field goal from the Money Badger, 50-yard field goal.
And to set that up, here's the thing. Here's part of what, and it's about Jared Goff, but it's part of what being a good quarterback that goes unnoticed a lot with most people. There's a third and long. I think it was even longer than 15 maybe. Jared Goff decided to he decided to pass it to Sam Laporta for a 5-yard gain. There was no chance he was getting the first down, but that 5-yard made all the difference for Dan Campbell to make the call. And Dan Campbell made the call to kick a 54-yarder. I didn't expect that. A lot of people
here were saying to go for it too. KG was here. Some people, I think KG might have said go for it.
I think I did.
And I was like, just take the points.
I didn't trust that shit, man. We had no proof beyond, prior to that.
I mean, he has the lowest percentage when it comes to 50-yard field goals in the NFL.
Yeah. It was great to see, and I just wanted to shout out every single Detroit Lions fan that was down in Detroit yesterday. The atmosphere was just completely insane. I was at the bar before, completely packed. Shout out all of these Lions fans. You guys deserve it, and we're running it back next Sunday. Let's go.
Let's go. Hey, anything else, Broder? KG, you guys have anything?
Nah. Yeah, I think that's it.
All right. That'll be it. Hey, appreciate you guys. Huge show today. I had a blast. First Lions win in over 30, or playoff win in over 30 years. Appreciate you guys all tuning in. Everyone there, I see there's so many people in the chat today. Great chat.
If before you leave this room, this show, if you could hit the like button, it would really help us out.
Hit the like button.
So thankful for all you being here. We got Woodward and Mates around morning at 7 a.m. We got Morning Woodward Show, Big D Energy, Ermani and Edwards with Mez,
many more.
the heavyweights, and then we're back again tomorrow night at 8.
Crunch Time, too, is on tonight. It's debuting after Woodward Nights. Go check it out, fellas. Love you guys all. Broder, love you. KG, love you. Nick, love you. Everyone watching, love you. The Booner Path, make sure you guys are in on the Booner Path. Everyone, as you leave, drop a comment in the actual comment section, not in this chat, in the comment section. Everyone drop Booner Path. Let's get the thing rolling. Love you guys. We'll see you guys tomorrow, 8 p.m. Let's go, baby.
30+ years, and since we had a playoff win, baby, we've been going for 18 straight weeks, and we finally get a playoff game over 30 years, and we're going to keep going, and we're going to the Super Bowl. And if you think I'm crazy, just watch us. The mountains are blue for the Detroit Lions tonight, baby. Let's go. Woo! Let's go, baby. And I've got the Kool-Aid for you. I'm in Ron. Let's go, Dan Campbell. Let's go! Woo!